serve a big God. Angels all around me, yeah, I came in with a big squad. Yeah, you know we up in here, and it's only up from here. Walking on this water, and you know we crushing every fear. We everywhere. Yeah, my foot up on the gas.
Yeah.
I'm big stepping on my path.
That's right.
I know the devil mad.
He mad.
Cause God got my
Back. That's right. Hey man, this is tough right here, man. I gotta play this one more time before we start.
Riding to
Yeah.
the checker flag, destination heaven gates. Bible on me, case a demon tripping, make them levitate. Ask me where I'm from, never heard a flow so passionate. Papa grew up over there on Bethlehem and Nazareth. Satan gon' be mad at this. Finally got the ball back in my hand and I ain't passing it.
That's right.
Devil thought he left me for dead, I'm back like Lazarus. You ain't know I've been through hell, no I couldn't heal myself. Jesus came and leveled up my mental health. Riding with my father.
The devil think he got me there, but I'm back like Lazarus. Come on, man, stop playing. Play that back. Play that back. Play that back.
Riding to the checker flag, destination heaven gates. Bible on me, case a demon tripping, make them levitate. Ask me where I'm from, never heard a flow so passionate. Papa grew up over there on Bethlehem and Nazareth. Satan gon' be mad at this. Finally got the ball.
Oh, what happened? Come on, man. The devil is a liar. Stop playing. Yeah, you ain't gonna do all of that. How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Ashy Marcus, what's up? Ashy Marcus, man, listen. You are reading my mind, sister. You are absolutely reading my mind. That is one of the things I'm here to talk about. All right? That's just one of the things I'm here to talk about. Let me get this thing back on, man. Welcome in, guys. Share the live, like the live. Let's get this live to BOLO V&R clips. Let's get this live to 500 likes for BOLO V&R 2.0. Let's get this likes. The likes to 2,000 likes on this particular video. Let's play this back, man. This is tough. Come on.
Riding to the checker flag, destination heaven gates. Bible on me, case a demon tripping, make them levitate. Ask me where I'm from, never heard a flow so passionate. Papa grew up over there on Bethlehem and Nazareth. Satan gon' be mad at this. Finally got the ball back in my hand and I ain't passing it. Devil thought he left me for dead, I'm back like Lazarus. You ain't know I've been through hell, no I couldn't heal myself. Jesus came and leveled up my mental health. Riding with my father, G.O.D.
G.O.D.
A Christian rapper, now your favorite rapper can't even compete. My spirit stay connected, don't need Wi-Fi. Now every day I'm singing gospel on your timeline. Let them know, big God, and I serve a big God.
Hey man, listen, this is tough. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but the devil is trying to take away this flow right now, man. We ain't gonna have it. Come on, stop playing. We're not playing. What's up? What's up, Sassy? Sassy, what's up? What's up, Lorna? What's up, Lorna? How you doing, Lorna? Y'all names changed. I don't know what happened, but it's not saying Sassy, it's saying Lorna. What's up, Lorna? What's up, sweetie pie? Shout out to Nicola. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. All April is your month because you're born the 1st. Big up yourself. All right, love you. To the moon and back, baby. Hope you're having a wonderful day. All right, big up yourself. All right, so this thing just shorts out a while ago. I don't know. Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. The reason why it's shorting out is because there's some shorts in that thing right there. So let me change. I'm solely here for the young arm of Jamaica. The young Jamaica, whatever they want name. Yeah. Call them to the front of the class. And then I come out. May I play this one more time?
Riding to the checker flag, destination heaven gates. Bible on me, case a demon tripping, make them levitate. Ask me where I'm from, never heard a flow so passionate. Papa grew up over there on Bethlehem and Nazareth. Satan gon' be mad at this. Finally got the ball back in my head and I ain't passing it. Devil thought he left me for dead, I'm back like Lazarus. You ain't know I've been through hell, no I couldn't heal myself. Jesus came and leveled up my mental health. Riding with my father, G.O.D. A Christian rapper, now your favorite rapper can't even compete. My spirit stay connected, don't need Wi-Fi. Now every day I'm singing gospel on your timeline. Let them know, big God, and I serve a big God. Angels all around me, yeah, I came in with a big squad. Yeah, you know we up in.
Yo, angels all around me. I came through with a big squad. Yo, I am loving the Christian rappers, fam. Yo, they rhymes is tight. They are talented, and they are talking about the word of God. That is tough. That's
And
tough.
it's only up from here. Walking on this water, and you know we crushing everywhere. We everywhere. Get my foot up on the gas.
Yeah.
I'm big stepping on my path.
Hey.
I know.
Big stepping on my past. You gotta forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? All them things. That's a hard thing for us to do. Forgive ourselves. That's some of the things that be impeding us. Stepping on my past. You know what I'm saying? I know the devil mad. Yo, come on. My back. Yeah. Let him know. God got your back. Let him know. Now, the big arm, the young arm, the small arm, the you know, I don't want anybody to think I'm attacking a vulnerable group, but y'all slow, bruh. Y'all think y'all swift, but y'all slow. The name of this song, you gotta go to the guy's name on TikTok is not TikTok, on YouTube. His name is Chucky Ellis. Chucky, CHUCKEY Ellis. So Chucky with an EY instead of a Y. You know, you would have spelled Chucky with a Y. But it's CHUCKEY Ellis. Just type that in and you'll find him. I'm subscribed. I just found this video. I'm like, what, man? This is tough. But back to this, ladies and gentlemen. The young arm of Jamaica came out. So the PAC meeting did a lot of damage, and it appears as if the Jamaica Labour Party is using one of their weakest and only attempt to try and shift the blame and put the pressure and focus on the People's National Party through Dennis Garden. And I'm here to tell you, you guys are supreme hypocrites, but we ready for you. We ready for you. You know what I'm saying? We ready for you. That's right. Come on now. Let's go, chat. Type in "we ready" in the chat with the flame emojis. Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. For y'all. Hey, we ready for y'all, man. And I have another message for the young arm. Upwagwan Antonio, I have another message for the young arm of the Jamaica Labour Party. One Peter touch. Ashi Marcus. One Peter touch in the man. Yes. Why is it so fast? Hold on. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. What's up, Tricia? Good evening. Let's try that again. Ashi, me love your first comment you're dropping in the comment section. Trust me, that and more. We're gonna get into it. Yes. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Don't throw no blow. Young arm, if you can't take blow, don't throw no blow. Nobody in the Jamaica Labour Party is in the position to demand, request the resignation of a Dennis Garden or any member of the People's National Party. You live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Why weren't you so? Where was the young arm when you should have told Andrew Holness to resign? When his statutory declaration could not be certified? Where was the young arm of Jamaica when Andrew Holness sued the Integrity Commission? The same Integrity Commission, he said nobody should trouble them, we should strengthen them. Where was the young arm of Jamaica when Andrew Holness demanded in his affidavit that the court take away the part of the Integrity Commission that deals with illicit enrichment? Meaning, don't investigate me for illicit enrichment. Let me steal my money in peace if I'm stealing it. Where was the young arm to tell Andrew Holness, you must resign, you have no credibility, we have no faith in you, you cannot be promoting or apparently seemingly to promote stealing? Where was the young arm when they tried to shape the constitutional reform in a way to remove impeachment? Where was the young arm to say, we don't have the confidence in Marlin Malahu Fort, you need to resign? How dare you and the government try to remove a part of the constitution that deals with accountability for politicians where impeachment is concerned? Where was the young arm, Jamaica? Oh, I am just getting started. Like I share this video, we have a lot to talk about because we're going to refocus where the focus is supposed to be now. We're going to, the audacity, the unmitigated gall of the young arm of the Jamaica Labour Party to come out. They have no shame. They have no shame. Them shame tree dead. There's no root. It is not in any soil. There's not a seed of shame in these people. It better them did stay quiet. It better them never did say nothing at all. Just shut up. Be quiet. Don't even come out and say nothing. Because all you do is have us refocus and make people them re-energize and focus on the real issue them. Oh, I only now ask Donovan Williams' resignation. After Rosie come out come say about Donovan Williams, oh, are you guys not coming out and say Donovan Williams should resign? This situation is tainting the reputation of the Jamaica Labour Party. He cannot continue at his post as an MP with these allegations. But to come after Dennis Gordon, let me be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be Pelosi. Let me tell you this. Let me be cogent. See? If Dennis Gordon is guilty of anything, the law is going to take its course. And by the way, Dennis Gordon is a chairman of a company. One of the chairman of the company. You understand? He has partners. But besides the point, we listened to one of the partners of Dennis Gordon on Mr. Will Rattigan's show, Reasoning with Rattigan. A very exclusive interview. I don't know if you guys watched it. And the gentleman said, Darrell Voss, oh gosh, listen me. Listen me. I want to put the name them in the chat that people them want to know they're supposed to resign from the Jamaica Labour Party. Based off of some things where them name come up in. Andrew Honest head the list. And we haven't heard anything from the young arm of Jamaica to say these people need to resign. But here they come in an article talking about Dennis Gordon should resign. But let me provide context. If you guys listen to the interview on Will Rattigan, I don't want to play it right now because I'm not going to dig it up. Let me tell you what the man said. The man said they were approached by the UHWI. They were approached by them to give the people that the patients that come to the UHWI a cheaper rate than which the UHWI offers them. Because some people can't afford the thing them. You understand? So they say, all right, this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to get you in these machines with the tax exemption, right? And then you offer the services to the ones that cannot afford it at UHWI at a cheaper rate. That is it. Now, Jamaica, I was listening and Mr. Will Rattigan and the Bridging was saying, why you never just buy it without the tax exemption? Because see, this look bad. And I agree. It looks bad. But something illegal? Is it illegal? Hey, make that go to the courts. If indeed whatever Mark Golding's judgment of Dennis Gordon is in terms of all the findings of what comes out, I am confident that Mark Golding is going to do the right thing. Dennis Gordon resigning, that would be premature based off what we're hearing, because UHWI came to them for help to offer these services to the people at a cheaper rate, which they were doing. Now, another caveat to the story is this. The man that was on the platform of Mr. Will Rattigan said they are going to pay the taxes. They are just going to pay the taxes. If they pay the taxes, what else? If they get a penalty and then pay it, what else? Is there? I don't think there's prison time for that. There were several companies that had $4 billion that they fleeced the government. And the government got the $4 billion. The company they never lock up the people. Them. So if they pay the money and pay any, what you would call it now, sanction fee, I mean, their reputation would be, you know, people would be looking at them like, some people looking at them away. Outside of that, them still offer the services. They said they would still offer the services to the people after paying the taxes. Dennis Garden Company representative said that they would offer the services to the people from UHWI that cannot afford it at UHWI at what's it called, Jack Den. Yes. So that is the story behind UHWI and the tax exemption for Jack Den. Now there's 3 other companies that have been revealed, Jamaica. 3 other companies that have been revealed. Right? The other companies are Supreme Laundry Services, Willman Sales, Scientific Medical Services. Now, it is interesting. These companies now are now under our radar because it was mighty interesting that Dennis Garden's affiliation with that company was the one that was leaked by UHWI. Leaked. How it leaked, I don't know. But it appears as if UHWI have some connection to the government or entities that are run by the government where they get these leaked information. It's the same thing that happened when the Integrity Commission sent the documents for the report to the House of Parliament. As soon as they released the documents, right after that, information leak, before the documents were read in Parliament for everybody to know. You can come to your own conclusion about why that is. But that is the reality, Jamaica. After it leaves the Integrity Commission, that's when the information is leaked. They also tried to attack the good brother, Dr. Alfred Dawes. And Dr. Alfred Dawes let it be known that, listen, my name is on it because they approached me, but I have never worked for them. It never panned out. And it done right there, so it done, Jamaica. There's nothing else than coming from that. It's over. Finito. So now they're grasping at straws because you see the layers are being peeled. The layers are being peeled back about who truly is responsible in many different levels of corruption in the country. Alright? So here comes the young arm now with this article. I don't think it's a long article. Yes, it's not. So I'm going to let the computer read it. See? Listen to this. Oh, by the way, the young arm of Jamaica, all the other issues that have come up, the FID president, did you guys call for him not to be a part of the FID? Yeah, man, like up the live, guys. You know, the like button right up here, so somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere up here, so yeah, just like up the live. Did you guys call for that? Let's go.
Jamaica, the youth arm of the governing Jamaica Labour Party, is calling for the resignation of opposition member of Parliament Dennis Gordon following confirmation that his company, Jackton Limited, is one of the entities that benefited from the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI, misuse of its tax-exempt status to import items for the entities. In a statement on Wednesday, Young Jamaica said it took note of confirmation during Tuesday's sitting of Parliament's Public Accounts Committee, PAC, that Jackton Limited was among the multi-million-dollar beneficiaries of what the Auditor General previously described as the unlawful and inappropriate use of UHWI's tax-exempt status.
Now, Jamaica, did they take notice that 22 files were missing? That the place flood out and them disappear? Did they take notice that there were several flaws in the system that was sent to the board, headed by the CEO or chairman that is on leave? Did they ask for his resignation where these activities were concerned? No, but they came for Jack Den and Dennis Garden. This is purely foolish political arguments. This has nothing to do with the young arm wanting justice for anything. They just want to make the PMP look bad, to take off the light, the bright light that is on the JLP. They want to dim that light. But today, we're going to shine the light again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to shine the light on them again because what? If you live in a glass house, you can't throw stone, brother. Peter Touch tell you, you can't throw stone and you live in a glass house. You might? Let me go and play with the fool in my say, so hold on.
Status. Gordon, who is also chairman for Region 3 of the opposition People's National Party, PNP, and member of parliament for East Central St. Andrew, is the owner and chairman of Jackton Limited. According to disclosures at the PAC, Jackton used the hospital's tax exemption to purchase and import items, including dialysis machines, which were reportedly transported directly to the company's premises. An audit report found that UHWI improperly utilized its tax-exempt status to import goods on behalf of private entities.
So the UHWI improperly utilized its tax exemption status. So the blame goes to the UHWI, the sheer blame. Who run the UHWI? Who is the CEO? Who is the oversight of the UHWI? The Ministry of Health, because 68% of our tax dollars go to them for fund them. We fund 68% of the UHWI operations. So this goes, them argument is baseless. Even in the Auditor General report, found that the UHWI improperly utilized its tax exemption status to import goods on behalf of private entities. If the UHWI did not sanction the use of the tax exemption, there would be no tax exemption. So how do you say yes, the Dennis Gordon need to resign? No. You're trying to move the focus off of the CEO, which is such man friend, allegedly, the Manchester boys, Carl Bruce and the next one. And then you're supposed to talk about firing and Christopher Tufton. If you're not calling on the resignation of Christopher Tufton, the young arm of the Jamaica Labour Party, you have no credibility. Go away. You guys are ants under my boot. Go away. Right? Insignificant. Hypocritical. You guys don't love Jamaica. You're not patriots of this country. Because if you were, your first focus would be Andrew Ones, Christopher Tufton, in this order, where this is concerned with the UHWI. Andrew Ones, Christopher Tufton, Carl Bruce, and what the next brother name? Because I don't want to forget him. What the next brother name? The CEO of UHWI. The chairman of UHWI. Chairman of UHWI. Somebody calling me. What go on, brother? Yeah, man, I'm on the live now.
Yeah, I want to them. Yo,
Want to who? What you say? Nah, yeah.
Jamaica Army.
Oh, Jamaica Army, young army. Brother, listen to me. We have fixed them business. Don't worry about it. We have fixed them business. We are going out. God, I show you. I go serious. Like I show up the life. That's all I'm going to do. Yeah, man. We are going out. So, Mr. Fitzgerald Mitchell, Jamaica. Mr. Fitzgerald Mitchell. Bruce, Carl Bruce, Christopher Tufton and Andrew Oles is the first to head the list of resignation. If you don't call their name, not call nobody name. If you're not calling their names, don't call nobody name. By the way, is the young arm of Jamaica aware that according to Jackton, they have the evidence that the UHWI approached them to help with these services, and that is why they got the tax exemption? Are they aware of that? No, ladies and gentlemen. If it is that they are guilty of breaking the law, let the law take its course. I don't businesses who? Jack Den, no Den, Wills Man, medical sir, I don't care. Let me be clear, I don't business. I am attacking the hypocrisy of the young arm of Jamaica. Ivan, how you doing? I am attacking the hypocrisy of the young arm of Jamaica, and I haven't even scratched the surface yet. This is just the base level. If you're looking at, and I want to say, I want to apologize to Mama P because I misheard what the gentleman said in the PAC meeting about 18 years. It's not 18 years, it's the last 8 years What has been happening at the UHWI has been happening for 8 years, Jamaica. And it goes back to the appointment, the Fitzgerald appointment, right? By Christopher Tufton. It goes back to that. So anybody who want to blame, anybody should resign. First is Andrew Honest. Second is Christopher Tufton. Or the two of them at the same time. Fitzgerald and Carl Bruce. Those people are the persons to resign Jamaica. And keep that in mind, because when you start to dig into the information, you're going to understand why I'm saying that. I'm not just taking that out of a hat. Right? Let's continue. So Fitzgerald Mitchell is the person that is the chief executive officer that is on vacation right now. That ducked the PAC meeting. That should have been there to answer questions that the acting CEO cannot answer. So this is very well coordinated as far as I'm concerned. You know. Yeah, man, go on a vacation because I'm going to ask about a question and we don't want the police to ask any question. That you might perjure yourself. Mighty God, Jamaica 22 files went missing. The place flooded out and the water dissolved the files then. They disappeared, but other files that were wet is still there. I just them 22 files there alone. What could be in those 22 files? Who would it implicate? Could it be some people in the Jamaica Labour Party? Could it be? You remember when the Integrity Commission General there, they get shot after, right? And some briefcase or something they take up. You remember that? So it's some very strange and ominous things happen under the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. Very strange. Like the former lawyer of Andrew Honest in a house, and a man dies and have gunshot wounds and stab wounds, and he doesn't go to prison. So some very strange thing happens under the Jamaica Labour Party when they are in power. Very strange. No sign of a break-in, but Patrick, what the lawyer name, guys? Somebody help me. Patrick something like that. Right? He's free like a bird. Under any other circumstances, if somebody was in my house and nobody in a break-in at my house and me and them in there, and me tell the police I was 2-3 feet away or 4 feet away in the other room. I was sleeping. I never hear nothing. But this person was shot and this person was stabbed. Patrick Bailey. This person was shot and this person was stabbed. And I did not do it. Jamaica, I will be going to prison. But the lawyer, the former lawyer for Andrew Honest is free like a bird. Free like a bird. Not locked up, no nothing. Never went to court, Jamaica. Unbelievable. And the DPP don't call for your investigate. Share the next one. You think God asleep? There's a prophecy for you in a former DPP. God is not. Uno. Me say what uno do, I uno know what uno do. God not sleep. God know everything. Me not know enough, but God know. Me just a look at the thing and I say, no, that's strange. But God knows. All of uno come down. Every last one of uno. So, back to young arm. Back to the young arm of the JLP. Uno talking about Dennis Gardner for resign. Make sure so uno put some other people in a JLP in front of the list there. Yeah, man. Make sure uno do that. Make sure uno do that. Let's go to one of the person that want to need to put on the list. Fresh like a butter, like 2 scoops. Hey, listen to me. Listen to this. We just have to touch upon it a little bit because we have other things to talk about. We just have to make the points, you understand? We just have to make the points. Go through Rosie. Why is this not starting? Very interesting.
No, you can't stay in a Central Kingston. You could have, me not even talk about Jesus, the devil on your back, you can't stay in here.
Yes.
And me build Central Kingston, you know.
Yes.
And me build Central Kingston. Ramon in I'm yard when me build Central Kingston. And you're going in yard, go tell it.
Come on, man.
You own so much money for. Me give $6,000, me give $7,000. I always tell Donovan that can't help nobody. I always tell him, say Donovan that cannot help nobody. The people them never used to that from me. If them used to it from you, them never used to it from me. The other day, in a Christmas, I gave you a budget. Not this Christmas, last year Christmas. I gave you a budget for the Christmas work. No, it never have on anything for the old people them and this and that, apart from the treat when we did keep. And I knew that there were some people in need.
In terms of your
Three, somebody
this is
did
for the AG and her team.
$50,000 each. Ramon did to get 50,000. Chris did to get 50,000, and Yo-Yo was to get 50,000. Everybody else get their money apart from those three persons. Because I shared that money and give the old people them to give out. The people them some $5,000. You told Ramon that I gave you a list with Ramon name on it, that Ramon was to get money. Ramon asked me one time, I did not answer him. He asked me 2 times, I did not answer him. The 3rd time he bring it up to me that you told him that I added his name on a paper to get $50,000. I told him yes. I said, Ramon, did you tell Donovan that you got the money? No. I said, January when the gully did a clean in a Raytown. I told Yo-Yo, because I go foreign and leave the money. I told Yo-Yo, give Ramon $50,000, give Chris $50,000, and you take your $50,000, and me make him pay out the rest of the money. I asked Ramon the question if him they tell you say him they get the money, and him say no. Ramon got him Christmas money the January. Ask Liad Ramon. Ask Carrie News, and Carrie got bring come Ramon. Ask him if him never get the $50,000 afterwards. So when you and him a conspire and him a tell you say him never get no money Christmas, and you a tell him say me give you a list. Yes, I gave you the list with Ramon name on it. But I diverted the money, Yo-Yo, Chris and Ramon money to the poor, the old people in the area when need it. But January Ramon got back the money, and I told you Donovan that I gave Ramon, and you asked me why me give him $50,000. Remember? When I told you that never give them it, you ask me why never give Ramon $50,000. Liar carry news Donovan, thief in Donovan. You hear me? I want you to stop calling me name.
So young why you not ask Stephen Donovan according to Rosalie to resign? Because he's destroying the reputation, the good reputation of the Jamaica Labour Party. Huh? With all these damning allegations from a senior member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Why would I not ask him to resign? Why Rosie, according to Rosie, she's been ventilating this issue to Andrew Honest and the whole entire Jamaica Labour Party for months. For years, as a matter of fact, and this I go back from 2016 as far as she's saying. So why is it when I now ask the resignation of Andrew Honest, Juliet Honest, and all these people named Rosalie Akar? Why would I not ask for it? These are damning allegations of potential arson, burning down of people's house, for gentrification. How you doing, Verna, Ronnie? How are you? Ivan, big up. Where is the young arm of the Jamaica? So you see what this tells me now is that the Jamaica Labour Party cannot be trusted for even the future of the representation that is there now. I could never be a part of an organization, young or old, and see the leadership there just doing these type of things that Rosalie said them doing. And I don't burn them out and don't speak up. These criminal alleged activities, I cannot be a part of criminality. So young Jamaica, only listen to a voice note. Only never hear this, only so in tune with the PAC meeting. Only never hear the other parts of the PAC meeting, which I'm going to go to right now. Because it's very selective of you guys to look only on Dennis Garden, which we already know that Dennis Garden name they come up because only they done put it out already. Well, not only. Ocean Wide did done a show that out there already. And the Mark Golden had come out and let it be known that when him get all of the facts, he will act. So if it is that Dennis Garden is in breach of code of conduct that suits the integrity boss, Mark Golden, then he will not be a part of the People's National Party when that happens. But he's still there, so obviously that has not happened. And I trust Mark Golden, I don't trust Andrew Honest, because his track record for persons that have been doing wrong and not being sanctioned for it is like, this man is the Joker in the Batman movie. His rap sheet is ridiculous. No movement there, flight green. Oh, by the way, he got a upgrade in his position in the Jamaica Labour Party after that. Ruel Reid still attack about shower labour right. And 4th term. So obviously my part of them team same way. While him they are court for allegations of fraud and theft of the little pitney them money where them forget in the education system. How nasty. And all the other associates, the councillor from what we call it, Brownstone area or whatever, she in it, right? And Ruel Reading wife, and according to the story and the allegation, them use them look them maid, them housekeeper, and have her in the bangarang, and use all them gardener having. These people are simple people that even didn't have a bank account or a card. It is alleged that them take the care. One big old fraud, but Andrew wanna still back them. Andrew wanna still rub shoulder with them. Not true. George Wright, that well in the video it appeared that he was beating his wife with a chair. The entire organization didn't call for the resignation of George Wright. You guys hugged him up and said, we forgive you. Then if you can't forgive George Wright for beating his wife with a chair, you can't forgive Dennis Gordon for being approached by the UHWI to fulfill a service for the UHWI and in return get a tax exemption for it, for a service that they're going to get forever. You can't forgive him for that. But you can't forgive George Wright for beating wife. You guys are supreme hypocrites. You have no moral authority or compass, Young Arm of Jamaica, to speak on anybody in the People's National Party. Let me do that. We support them. Not you. Because you don't hold your people within your party accountable for the atrocities they have committed against the Jamaican people. Damn out of order. Let's go to the other audio. Steve.
I agree. So it would be more that you, in general corporate governance, the majority funders or majority owners tend to have the majority seats on a board. That's generally how it works. And while we know the university is a training institution and has a parallel reporting structure, there's clearly a need for change here, given where the funds are coming from and the need to protect the interests of taxpayers' monies in this regard.
Yeah.
But let me, Member Frank, go ahead. Why you turn up? Don't turn up your mic. Go ahead, Member.
Thank you.
Bring the thing closer to you. So you can...
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My understanding in respect of
won't be a particular issue. I'll in the benefit of the committee, how you operate, how your department operates in relation to, what happens at the hospital.
Thank you, Chair. So at the beginning of each year, we do an annual risk assessment.
Listen to this.
And that risk assessment is underpinned by the various risk factors that the hospital would have. So we do that assessment, put in a risk framework, do the assessment and prioritize areas that we will do our assurance work during the calendar year. That would go to the board, a subcommittee of the board called the audit committee. They will review it. It will also go to the CEO, which is the head of
the audit by the internal audit in the UHWI goes to the board and the who? The CEO, Mr. Fitzgerald Mitchell, come to the front of the class. Young Arm, please pay attention because you guys might have missed this, You guys might have not heard this portion of the PAC meeting, and you need to add Mr. Fitzgerald to your resignation request. Let's continue. Let's continue. Listen.
We will do our assurance work during the calendar year.
Yes.
That would go to the board, a subcommittee of the board called the audit committee.
Right.
They will review it. It will also go to the CEO, which is the head of the entity for review. And once they sign off on that work program, we will execute according to that work program for the entire year and provide quarterly reports to the board, which is the audit committee. So each assurance work that we do, Chairman, that we would provide a report, dual reporting to the CEO and to the audit committee of the board, and each quarter they will review it those findings and whatever. My work really stops at that point. It's the duty and function of the audit committee to call in various heads of departments and deal with those matters. So once I've reported it to the head of the entity and the audit committee chair, they are, based on the government audit committee policy, they should action those issues that are in the report. And once they accept those issues and we make recommendation, they should implement them. And we will do a follow-up on those issues and provide report to the CEO and the audit committee on whether or not those issues have been rectified. Chairman.
So ladies and gentlemen, how you doing, Rhoda Thompson? Verna, big up yourself, Ronnie's Ivan. I am Macreen. Let me just give some shout outs. We have Sassidi in the building. We have Asheen in the building. We have Maria. Bowler, from I was a young youth, I was taught anywhere labor right go. Long finger brother, them no PMP, MP has ever gone to prison, only JLP. Antonio, big up. We have Bloomy. How you doing, Bloomy Coleman? Donna Whitaker, how you doing? Bless up yourself. Asheen again there, so. And who else is here? Doretta. Doretta, how are you? So guys, welcome everybody to the platform. Please just hit the like button for me, right? And share this video with 5 people right now. Tell them to come over here so look at me. Jamaica, Mr. Fitzgerald is the CEO. He's on vacation. What he's talking about is how the system works, where the internal auditors are concerned of the UHWI. The internal auditors audit, when they see issues, they send the issues in the report to the board and the CEO. And he's letting us know, good night from London, how are you doing, Curdell? One long time to see you. So the people that are on the board and the CEO are the ones who implement, Beverly, the ones who implement the changes recommended by the board, by the internal auditors of the UHWI. They do an audit every month, right? And they do an audit annually and every month and every quarter. All right? So based off those letters and reports that they send to the CEO, Mr. Fitzgerald, Mitchell, and the board, whoever the board members are, now they have to fix the problem. On that basis, Jamaica, every single problem that has been going on with procurements process, Farquharson High, all those problems that has been highlighted in this report by the Auditor General. You know who is to be blamed for them not changing? The CEO, Mr. Fitzgerald, and the board. Why isn't the young arm of Jamaica calling for the resignation of Christopher Tufton's friend from Mandela High School? Why him not call for them resignation? Some unknown Libra. Why? Why are they only calling for the resignation of Mr. Dennis Gordon that has no power or authority at the UHWI? The breaches that happened there is not because of him. He never give himself or his company a tax exemption, and I already explained how that came about uniquely. If you're late to class, make sure you wipe on the foot and press up the like button and share with 20 person. You should not be late to class, ladies and gentlemen, because this is definitely class today. I am going to be surgical. The young arm of Jamaica is damn out of order. Let's continue.
Thank you.
By the way, the fact that Christopher Tufton is the one that put Fitzgerald Mitchell in place. You remember when there was a change? You remember when there was a change to happen at the UHWI? And the change that was coming was a lady from England that was highly qualified to turn things around. Who was responsible for her not getting the job and Fitzgerald Mitchell getting the job? Christopher Tufton, Jamaica. So him are the one that is to be blamed for all that is happening at the UHWI. All the breakdown, therefore he should resign. The fact that Andrew Owens allowed Christopher Tufton to operate in the way that he's operating, Andrew Owens needs to resign too. Point 1. That's a 1 point. Why they need to resign. Let's continue.
And then Member Cousins.
Thank you, Chair. Is home, what's it?
Ms. Blake or your designate to answer that question for me.
Guided Chair.
Good morning, everybody.
Just indicate your name and your position.
My name is Jovel Barrett. I'm the Chief Public Procurement Policy Officer at the Ministerial, which approves contract above 6.
Then on the risk factor, we set thresholds between the law
straight. The government, we don't have a system where.
Well,
so we're
you have an ex office.
I'm not gonna go through all of it. I'm skimming through for the important parts that I want you guys to listen to.
So
yes,
generally for most.
No, audit executive would conduct this audit in accordance with this plan. The audit committee is made up of the board members. The chief audit executive actually reports to the chairman of the audit committee with a dotted line to the CEO.
The chairman who is a member of the board.
Yeah. Yes, the chairman of the audit committee is a member of the board. Yes, it's a board committee.
Okay.
Right. So once the audit is completed, then he reports to he meets with the audit committee, and the matter is discussed. And he might not be a part of the board. He definitely is not a part of the board. Yeah. But what happens under normal circumstances is that on the minutes, on the agenda of the board, would be an item for reports from the audit committee, and the matter will be discussed there.
That's all I wanted to get the procedure.
So big up Mr. Cousins. For sure, the procedure. For sure, say it is mandatory that the audit report is discussed. And the chairman is well aware, the CEO is well aware, Jamaica, of these things. We can't say him never know. And if he never know, that means that we were paying somebody for not doing their job. That is also another robbery again, where we need to get back all our money. Not true? Let's continue.
Because we're going to get into the meat of the matter later.
Right.
Thank you.
I will report administratively to the CEO and functionally to the audit committee. So everything to the minutes to see what we're doing.
Member Hamilton.
Listen to that question from Member Hamilton.
All right, just repeat your question.
I want to expose tough time. Listen to this.
There is an audit finding that states that contracts were approved by the CEO without documented evidence of evaluation or procurement committee review. And I
Jamaica, want to hear that? Fitzgerald Mitchell, come to the front of the class. And young arm, if you never did hear this, Fitzgerald Mitchell should be at the front of your resignation request. Listen, but you don't come for Dennis Garden, or no other. Listen to what she has said, Jamaica.
Repeat your question, Member Hamilton.
Yes.
There is an audit finding that states that contracts were approved by the CEO without documented evidence of
contracts were approved by the CEO, Fitzgerald Mitchell, without documented evidence. Not my word, that the auditor general report says so. We just want to remember why blows and skirt CEO. Not the acting CEO will come out parliament, the one with the on vacation. What a thing with these allegations upon his name. Him the on vacation. Huh? Sandra, what are you doing? Listen to this. Crazy.
Member Hamilton.
There is an audit finding that states that contracts were approved by the CEO without documented evidence of evaluation or procurement committee review.
No procurement committee review. No documentation, no clearance.
To find out if your department ever highlighted such an irregularity and to whom did you make that report?
Listen.
In that instance.
Yes.
All right, thank you, member.
Yes.
Not the same instance, but in similar instances. Because normally when we are doing those reviews, we would have looked in the minutes to see those contracts that were approved. And we had issues, we have highlighted issues in which we saw contracts that were completed, but we did not see them as ratified in the minutes. And it's in the audit findings, in the audit reports, and it is there and nothing was done about it. All our audit reports are sent to the audit committee and the CEO. We have a dual reporting relationship where we report administratively to the CEO and functionally to the audit committee. So every quarter, Chair, the audit committee would get a report of all the audit activities for each quarter, and these will also be sent to the CEO for action. Thank you, member.
Chair, just a follow-up. So you're saying that in that particular instance where the CEO, there's an issue with contract approval by the CEO, that such a report was also sent to the CEO for action?
Not specific.
Listen to me. He is not saying specifically that happened with the CEO, but he's telling you the procedure of what would happen. The CEO is in breach, Jamaica, and the audit, the internal audit, does an audit, and it's sent to the CEO and the board. So basically, it's a monopoly. The CEO is in breach of procedure, and then the breach of procedure is identified by the internal auditors. Recommendations are made and sent to the CEO. Then if him a breach, why am I going to change and recommend? No, listen to me. A one big bangarang this, you know, and you're telling me that the young arm of Jamaica never picked this up. This was a question by a labor right. Good day, how you doing, Joan? Blessing, Sandra. This was a question by a labor. She's a labor right MP. Listen what she said to the man. So you're telling me that the CEO breach, and you send him a report of him breach, for him change, for give him recommendation to change the system, so no more breach no occur. That is like going to the what you call it, the chief of police, with a crime report that the chief of police committed, and saying to him, prosecute him damn self. What the hell can go so? What can go so? You commit a crime based off of the rules and regulations of the actual entity UHWI. You committed a crime. This is not standard procedure, right? And me, my job as the internal audit is to write a report of the crime and recommend that these things be put in place so that crime does not occur again. Why would the person committing the crime, which is the CEO in this instance, I'm just showing you how bad it is by saying crime. Follow me, Jamaica. You are the chief of police and you committed a crime, and the investigating officer, which is the internal auditors, did a report on the crime and basically closed the case that you were the one that committed the crime as a chief, and they give you the report because you have no power to arrest the chief. Yeah, tell the chief, say, listen, we know you commit a crime, put these guardrails in place so you can't commit it anymore. Where the hell can go so? What can go so, Jamaica? Make it make sense in a Jesus mighty name. Make it make sense. A young arm of Jamaica come out in an article talking, say they are asking for the resignation of Dennis Garden. I want to ask the resignation of Fitzgerald Mitchell, and Christopher Tufton, and Andrew Wallace. I'm sick in our head, man. I'm sick. I'm sick. I need psychiatric evaluation. Some screw loose enough on the head. We definitely know so nobody in the young arm of Jamaica cannot represent anywhere in Jamaica politically, because they are obviously mad people, or them just inherently corrupt or both. The corruption just spread. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river of the JLP, future leadership and present, is corrupt. That is where it's at right now. Unbelievable.
Member.
Sir, just a follow-up.
Listen
so
to this.
You're saying that in that particular instance where the CEO, there's an issue with contract approval by the CEO, that such a report was also sent to the CEO for action?
Not specifically speaking to that particular issues. I'm saying, member, that were similar issues.
But that is what you're saying would happen when you have a report about an irregularity. It goes to the CEO and the chairman of the audit committee of the board.
Yes, member.
For action to be taken.
Yes, member.
Yo, she had nothing more to say, bro. Because he doesn't want to say it, but he's saying it. He's saying it. you're giving the person that committed the crime the report to fix the thing so no more crime no commit. It is a breach. It is a breach.
Member Morrison?
Thank you, Chair. Sometimes the public, you know, they are what as a cop.
Me don't want to hear this as
In after the procedures we have done some is that the 26-27 has now gone through the procedures.
Spending billions of dollars. So let me ask members, any other questions on, yes, Member Brown, key finding 1.
Yes, thank you very much.
There are 2 firms that were employed. One was to help with this, but not signed. We were able to provide a copy of the signed contract and the preliminary report from the second. And the second one was there to provide an operation plan as well as a turnaround plan for the hospital in terms of its value.
Plan.
Yes.
So an entity was engaged to undertake a strategic review.
That's right.
And
but it wasn't presented.
Existed but was not approved by the entity?
It was not approved by the board.
It wasn't approved by the board?
No.
But it existed?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
One provided a plan which went to the board but was not approved by the board.
Strategic aid, another 90, which comes up to about 186,000. Now,
I'm not even going to touch upon the outside entity them with the $188 million. I'm not even going to touch upon that.
Yeah.
In the past, some were not things as out.
Oh, and I know that we have seen this happen over and over again. And it is quite telling that people really don't see government spending as anything, you know, important. And I guess they just take it as something simple as, oh, it's taxpayers' money, so it's free money. And it is, I really hope that going
2025, not 2026, right? But again, retrospectively. So my question, and the acting CEO may not be able to answer because you're new, but to follow the guidelines, use the portal. Nothing is done, and it just.
By the way, the accountability meter portal that was not used. That's another issue as well. But I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Being used, uploaded to the portal.
Mine, I think there was a lack of training.
What was done to correct it, etc. So I give you back the floor, sir.
Okay, thank you, Chair. From my understanding, the circular, the procurement unit was not aware of this particular
of it.
So that's what I want to know. So if that's so you're saying, sir, that why you keep turning off your mic? Keep on your mic. You're saying that the staff in the procurement department were not aware of this requirement before the Auditor General the portal, and you say you were doing 10 million or more. Is it that the 780 are provided to the committee as a follow-up?
Okay, Chair.
Yes, just a follow-up. He did say, though, Mr. Barrett,
but we at the time feel that we, in terms of learning the system, so when
in 3, which must be the most egregious of them.
Here we go.
Somebody help me explain this one.
Explain this one.
The absence of procurement documentation.
Yes.
The University Hospital of the West Indies could not provide procurement documentation for 51 contracts. However, since then, 28 files valued at 269 million have been found, which means that we can find 22 and 1 is incomplete. So, and that the 22 that can be found is 246 million and 1 incomplete is 18 million. So again, just explain to us as a committee, when a procurement is completed, what is the process to put that document, whether it's physical storage, online on a server? Just explain that process to me. Because this, well, I'm starting with the acting CEO and you can delegate, but this one to me is the worst one. That you just can't find documents. Even after the Auditor General has been in, you have found about half of them. And obviously you've been looking for the rest and you can't find them. So help us, Mr. Housing.
The member asked where were they. When I took up the position, I insisted that they must find them. And they were able to locate the 28, and then after submitting those 28, they found one more, make it 29. They have so far been unable to locate anymore. They were in storage in a story room, but it was never provided to the auditors. When they came, even after requesting it, they did not provide it to them. But I insisted that they should. I don't think there was, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you whether it was resistance or what member. It could have been, not lack of diligence and searching and insisting.
Where's the CEO? Where's Fitzgerald Mitchell? Where is Fitzgerald Mitchell, Jamaica? Oh, by the way, the companies. We know the name of the persons that own the companies, the other 3 companies. All right? But I won't speak too much on that. I'm going to let the big dogs talk on that because they're doing more research. So, if there's a connection to the Jamaica Labour Party, it will be found. Be he warned, young arm of Jamaica and all you other JLP pundits out there that are watching me right now. Because I know some of them are watching now. Because you know what I know? The like button don't move. So mostly JLP people are watch. See there? That's how we know say like button. Because no comrade now come on the platform and don't hit the like button. If you support this platform and you're not a labourite and you're not a toxic labourite, please press the like button. Thank you very much. Right up there's somewhere you see one thumbs up symbol. Right at the top here, so the screen. Yeah, man. But I hope we are gonna baptize them, the labourite them over here with the truth. Listen to this. The man them can't find 22 files. 22, you know. And where is the CEO to answer these questions? Where is the board?
Distance, but they were able to locate some. The search continues, but it is so far not proven any further success other than the 29.
So what is the standard operating procedure? I love this term. For when a procurement is complete, where those documents should be stored, clearly for audit purposes, for both internal and your external auditor, you have to keep your documentation, where those documents should be held, etc. What is that procedure?
I'll ask Mr. Buckley just to share with you.
Mr. Buckley, come to the front of the class, Mr. Buckley.
Turn on back your mic.
Yes, Chair. The standard operating procedure is that each document procurement activity.
Mr. Brother Bolo, I think that one of the company belongs to one of the Williams investigators go deep that will come the Willman company. It could be a coincidence, but let's see how it goes. That's why I'm saying I not speak too much on it because the experts are on it. So when the experts come out with the information and to verify who really owns those companies, if they're affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party, you know we're gonna go in. And we're gonna come back to the young arm of Jamaica, and we're gonna come back to Big Mama and all of them because they know who owns those companies. But they went after Dennis Garden, the one company that is connected, that has somebody connected to the JLP. You understand? Yes, how comes water wash out documents? If you even went up to document them, the file them just float away in our room. Come on, man, stop it. Stop it.
Our file is filed in a file folder and placed in a hard binder.
Yes.
And then transferred to a storage area where it can be retrieved.
Yes.
Upon my return to the unit. Upon my return to the unit, I realized that this practice wasn't being followed. Hence, the reason why these files could not be located. And
so where would those files have been?
Those files should have been in a storage area. My understanding is that that area was flooded at least twice or 3 times based on heavy rainfall. That was my understanding.
Can you be more specific?
No.
Was that what were the dates of? Let me tell you. You know why this one is more serious? We don't know whether you're not even in a position to make an assessment. And I don't want to conclude that it is deliberate, because I don't know. But given everything that we have seen, you could infer that. But to say there were 3 cases of flooding, when were those 3 cases of flooding? Because it's the first time we're hearing that. I don't know if that was shared with the Auditor General's department. And if you are storing files in a place that flood out easy, you know, move it somewhere else, if that is the case. But help me on that one. Because tell me when those flooding took place and whether those were reported to the board, to the internal audit committee, etc. Was there a request for removal to a different storage area? I need to know that.
And their business?
Well, let me ask him. Go ahead. So the three flooding out. Tell me when those took place.
And where?
No, he said there were 3 cases of flooding.
When he came back, when did he leave out?
No, but help us there.
Okay, so that was my understanding that the area was flooded.
When?
I didn't get the specific. I'm not aware of the specific. But while I was not there, I understand that the area was flooded.
No, so all right. Is there anybody who can? Because this is the first. This wasn't reported to the Auditor General when she did her review. So it's the first time we're hearing this issue about flooding. So I would like, as part of
that is significant. That is significant. The fact that the Auditor General did not get this memo to put in her report. That a flooding is the reason why the documents are missing. Jamaica, if there was ever an excuse being made for why these documents are not presented, you know this is a cockamamie excuse, right? Something in those 22 files is damning to somebody and implements somebody that does not want to be known. That's my opinion. It is my opinion that those 22 files must be found in the name of Jesus, so we can come to a closure of who is really need to be fired. Not Dennis Gordon, but who really need to be fired. That's what we need, Jamaica. We need to go on our knees and pray for these 22 files to be revealed. If it's somebody that come as a witness, or persons that come as a witness because God has spoken to their conscience, whatever the case might be, Father God, nothing is impossible for you. I would love for these 22 files that washed away to come back to us on the River Nile. Because I must the River Nile it wash away. One of the alligator them under the river, swallow the file them, swallow the 22 file them. Are they in a 22 different alligator? It's coming like one movie to blows and skirt. The place wash out. How is it that, who you blame for this? Furthermore, Jamaica, the man have a filing cabinet. And the filing cabinet, the place flood out. And the reason why the documents them missing, them say, them have a filing place, they get full up. And instead of bringing more filing cabinet, then just start put the thing them in our room and pack them up in our unprofessional way. And when them come to the parliament now, at the PAC meeting, them are going to make them know, say, listen, we have fixed the problem, we have brought in filing cabinets. Yo, the level of incompetence. The entire board members then forget fire. The CEO, anybody will have anything to do with the appointment of the CEO need to get fired, which is Christopher Tufton. Because when the board was there before, and there was a recommendation for somebody to fix the problems at the UHWI, Christopher Tufton took things in his own hands. So he should take the blame for the erosion and mismanagement and skullduggery and malpractice and theft that has occurred at the UHWI. Christopher Tufton, it squarely falls on his shoulder. But Christopher Tufton has a lot of people behind him in the PAC. Very powerful people. So you, the people of Jamaica, every last one of you has a responsibility to raise your voice in concert. Just like how you see young Armour raise for them voice for the resignation of Dennis Gordon. We need to raise our voice in concert for the resignation of the people who truly is responsible for these crimes at the UHWI, because our tax dollars fund them. 68% of their funding come from us. So we have the loudest voice in who needs to be fired, Jamaica, because our tax dollars is being abused. Our tax dollars is being abused. Gloria, how are you, darling? Jeshawn, big up. Listen to this madness.
Your report to tell us specifically when the flooding took place and whether when those incidents took place, whether management was informed, whether a corrective thing was put in place, whether it's flooding from the roof, the floor, whatever, to mitigate against that. We could never accept that 50% of documents valuing $280 million can be found because flooding.
Madness, fam.
Because flooding?
Madness.
I mean, you haven't even assessed the ones you have found yet to determine whether you're following proper procedure.
But if there was flooding, how come they found some?
Well, we need help. Who can help us with that?
Hold on.
Internal auditor? You can help us with that?
Hold on.
Because, yes.
Juliet Cuthbert asks a critical question. And she didn't even know she help sink. I don't know if she knows she help sink Christopher Tufton at the end of the day. Listen to the question.
Found some.
Well, we need. Because flooding? I mean, you haven't even assessed the ones you have found yet to determine whether you're following proper procedure.
But if there was flooding, how come they found some?
Well, we need help.
Even if there was flooding, how comes them find some? Why all of the fires them not last in the water? Are just some of them last, Jamaica? Hey! Yo! When they hear Juliet Cuthbert ask them question, hey, Father God no normal, no Father God make them sick them one another. And then conscience attack, you know. It couldn't come from a better smart if you ask the question. Juliet Cuthbert, a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Huh? And I want a nasty type of labor right them she between, you know. Obnoxious, you know. You understand? Eat Mark going like pies, you know, because I'm a white man, you know. You never know. You never know. Apparently, somebody say, apparently accountability is not in their dictionary at all. So we need to find out how the fly got into the ointment.
Who can help us with that? Internal auditor? You can help us with that? Because, yes, some were found, 28 were found. So it must be from the same era of flood out, where you find the 28th. So why can't the other 22 be found? Mr. Internal Auditor, help us here. We're, again, in conducting, you have to release your mic so I can turn on this.
Hey, I'm not telling a lie, the Internal Auditor nervous, you know. IPAC meeting, you know. In nervous, bad. In not comfortable. But in talk the things them. In talk the things them, Jamaica. We have to keep an eye on our brother there. And pray for him well-being. You understand? Yeah, man.
In conducting your internal, is that an issue which you identified and brought to the attention of the audit committee of the board or the CEO?
Thank you, Chair. Just for context.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Just for context, the internal audit function had done 6 reviews of procurement section, and the issue of documentation not being found is institutionalized. It is systemic.
Hey! Hold on there. Wait. Jamaica, would you hear that? The man said it is institutionalized. It is systemic. That go back to management, you know. That go back to the CEO, you know. Who appoint the CEO again? Who put him in a position of power again? Christopher Tufton. You see who the blame later? Wow, let me play that again. Long time I don't do a TikTok video, you know. Me a second the people. Jamaica, I see young arm of Jamaica come out. But Dennis Garden for resign. I gotta tell them who for resign. Only listen to this.
In your intern, is that an issue which you identified and brought to the attention of the audit committee of the board or the CEO?
Yes.
The floor.
Thank you, Chair. Just for context.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Just for context. The internal audit function had done 6 reviews of procurement section. And the issue of documentation not being found is institutionalized. It is systemic. We have done review of it and on several occasions we'd asked them to put in systems in place to mitigate against that. And it is in the internal audit reports and since recently they have done something about it in terms of the management has put something in place and we have reviewed that.
What has management put in place?
They have put in, as the senior director had said, a filing cabinet.
Filing cabinet?
And hard folders. We had looked at them just recently, Chair, right? But it has been institutionalized over a long period of time, and we have reviewed them and report them to the audit committee, and that is where it ends, Chair.
No, hold on. Help me again.
Jamaica. In case you don't know, that is the internal auditor of the UHWI. The man said these problems with the filings and the filings them where the 22 file them gone is systematic. It's institutionalized. And then fix the problem by putting in filing cabinet. Then how they when I put them in there before. No, that is not even the issue, you know, ladies and gentlemen. The young arm asked for the resignation of who? Dennis Garden. But I'm saying to the young arm of the JLP, why are you not asking for the resignation of Fitzgerald Mitchell, the CEO? Why are you not asking for the resignation of the person that put him there, Christopher Tufton? Because when there was a reform and a change supposed to happen at the UHWI for a lady in England that had the expertise to fix things, she was rejected. And Fitzgerald was, I think, the acting CEO at the time. And he was propelled to the position by Christopher Tufton. And it is alleged that they are part of some team called the Manchester Boys. They went to school together. So this breakdown, the systematic dysfunction within the UHWI where procurement and the filings and all those things are concerned, that has many reports have come from the internal auditors. The blame squarely rests on Christopher Tufton and Andrew Onis. And I rest my case. Let's continue.
As you are saying people put in place filing cabinet.
Yes, Chair.
Me have that on my yard, you know. Me have that on my yard. You can't tell me that you...
Man say me have that on my yard, you know. Me have that on my yard. This is a
First
joke.
hospital of the West Indies that spend billions of taxpayers' money just put in place filing cabinet.
Yes, Chair. Yes,
No,
Chair.
man,
Filing cabinets and hard folders.
Cabinets and hard folders?
Yes, Chair.
So what existed before?
Right. So, Chair, those recent procurement activity, the board, which is the audit committee, had asked the internal audit function to review audit, read the issue of GoJEP for the period October 2025 to December 2025. And they have asked that the function reviews whether the procurement department is conforming to the GoJEP requirement. We have reviewed it and asked what system they have put in place to mitigate that issue that the Auditor General had identified in terms of record keeping. And they had indicated in their response that they have
the CEO in Parliament is the acting CEO. The CEO is Fitzgerald Mitchell. He's on vacation. He was not in the Parliament. He's the one that should be there asking these questions, you know. Yes. He wasn't there. We need to keep that in mind and remember that he was not there, Jamaica.
Filing cabinets and hard folders, and those procurement activities are stored in hard folders and filing cabinets, and we have reviewed them and confirmed that that is so, Chair.
So let me ask you, the files we can't miss, them walk out of the hospital and go up on Mona Road? No, seriously, help me. How can those, first we hear rainfall and we took some files, right? And I would like that report, right? Formally. But how can so many files be missing? Somebody take them out of the hospital and go somewhere with them?
Just to say, Chair, in terms of the flooded, in one of our reviews, I think in 2020, that the internal audit reviewed, don't hold me to that, I have to go back in the report, but they did mention, management did mention that there was an area flooded, and they couldn't find some of the files. I did remember that in one of the reviews, Chair.
But if it's one thing to say the file them wet up, you know. Me understand if you tell me say the file them wet up. But if you tell me say you can't find the files, that should be in. So before the filing cabinets, which seem to be a great innovation of 2026 to put things in.
No, man, listen, bro. Oh my God, I can't help it but laugh. No, you have to take back things, make joke. Yo, Mr. Julian Robinson was in his Jamaican element. You know that father that the pitney tell him lie and think say father idiot. The father make him know say watch now. A foolish you say talking. What you mean? The document they just get up and walk away. That's what happened with the documents. They just walk away. The water just go in the room, rise up the document them, and them 22 document they just right. And the issues in regards to the documentation being stored. There were 6 reports, and those reports go to the CEO, and nothing was done. So again, it go back to the CEO again, you know. Fitzgerald Mitchell, you know. Where you say, are the filings cabinet water and fire resistant? Because clearly, this auditor is trying to save somebody's skin while he's drowning. No. Listen, you have it wrong, Beverly. The auditor does not want to appear to be biased or leading the argument to blame somebody. The auditor is sticking to the facts. It's the same thing the Auditor General does, Miss Pamela Monroe Ellis. It's the same thing she does. This is what they do. They stick to the facts. Well, Chairman, as ridiculous as it sounds, him not say as ridiculous as it sounds, you know. He say, well, Chairman, I got a report that, you know, water come in the room and the water run out to the 22 file them. Yeah, man, some of them did phone and some of them did missing. He not say it that way, you know. But him tell you the foolishness that was reported to him. Because that's the facts him know. Because him not have nothing to do with it. I mean, it's the way I did it. Yo, him not have nothing to do with it. It's like... Yo.
That the internal audit
young
review.
Armour Jamaica need to go away, brother. Talking about, oh, Dennis Garden need to resign. Brother, you need to put some people before Dennis Garden here. Yes, man, at the UHWI, you need to put some people in front of Dennis Garden. And then review Dennis Garden after you look at the evidence. What you mean? Young drunk girl? Yeah, young drunk.
In one of our reviews, I think in 2020,
yes,
that the internal audit reviewed, don't hold me to that, I have to go back in the report, but they did mention, management did mention that there was an area flooded and they couldn't find some of the files.
The breaks. Management? Does management mean the CEO? So we're going back to the CEO again? What a bangarang. Mr. Fitzgerald, you need to come at the front of the class. Bruce, Carl Bruce, Christopher Tufton, Andrew Owens, you need to come at the front of the class. Which management report say flooding go on and the file then missing? Or which management report that? But just ask one question. Which management report that? And depending on who reported it and received it, was there any alarm raised? Was there an investigation done as to why but how water take where the file them? I don't understand how water just move files. Have you guys ever seen a file in water? Remember I said the file clipping up. So if the water flow and a multiple files there in the room, the water have so much places to go, Jamaica. At what the door was open when the file them flow out of the room, and while the files were flowing in the building, nobody saw when the files was exiting the building. I just want to make it make sense, you know. But Una called for resignation at Dennis Garden. I am not even here defending Dennis Garden. I kid you not. I have said before and I'll say it again. If Dennis Garden is guilty, found guilty by law of anything, let the law take its course. And I know that the People's National Party integrity boss, Mark Jeffs Golding, will be standing on the right side of the law. Yes, in his decision. When the evidence comes up. Where said the file them swim out matter? Mighty God.
I did remember that in one of the reviews, Chair. But they did mention, management did mention that there was an area flooded and they couldn't find some of the files. I did remember that in one of the reviews, Chair.
But if you saw the management, you know, Jamaica, the management, you know. The man said the management said the place flooded and they couldn't find some of the file them. Who are a part of those files? Who does those files implement or expose? That is what I want to know. We need those files, Jamaica. We need those files. Like and share this video. Get this video to 300 persons or 400. Share it to 20 people, Jamaica. Everyone ought to share it to 20 people. Let's go.
It's one thing to say the file them wet up, you know.
Yes.
Me understand if you tell me say the file them wet up.
Yes.
But if you tell me say you can't find the files, that should be it. So before the filing cabinets, which seem to be a great innovation of 2026 to put things in filing cabinet, where were these things being stored before?
As the Senior Director of Public Procurement said, Chair, they were in a storeroom. And just
what kind of storeroom?
Just in a holding area where they would store.
Like the shed at the back of my yard where I put my lawn away, no?
No, Chair, in the procurement unit, Chair.
Listen, people are watching, you know, and people are going to think that joke business is, you know.
That's why I'm laughing. That's exactly why I'm laughing. This is a joke thing. Why isn't the young drunker them, as Anne-Isabel said, why the young drunker them never come out and ask for further clarification on this atrocious reporting where these 22 missing files are concerned? Young drunker of Jamaica. As Anne-Isabel said, no, but you can't make this up. You can't make this up.
No, people really going to think it's a joke thing that.
Yo,
that we can.
You want to see the man face. The man have one little smirk on his face like, sir, you are right.
I'm saying in 2026 that institution that spends billions of dollars just putting in filing cabinet.
Billions. Just to put in filing cabinet. Billions.
And file jacket. And you are storing these in a holding area that flood out 3 times?
3 times. After the first time it flooded out Jamaica. You know what I would like to know? I would like to know when did the files go missing? The 3rd time it flooded out or the 1st? That is significant. You know why that's significant, right? Because if the files were missing the last time when it flooded out, it is incompetence, you know, on a high level, you know, because you guys knew there was a flooding problem and you didn't fix the problem so that the files them wouldn't wet up at least. You get me? Just move them to an area where it's more secure and dry. Now the further incompetence is this. The files were missing. Files were missing the first time. These are potential stories, you know. This is how it probably played out if it happened the way they said it did. Files were missing the first time. They did nothing to fix the problem. More files was missing the second time. They did nothing to fix the problem. And then the 3rd time more files was missing. And when you add all of those files that was missing, it come up to 22. So further incompetence that, you know. The next scenario that is possible is that the 32 files are missing the first time and them never do nothing. And then the second time, no files was missing when the flooding happened. And then the third time, no files was missing. And that scenario makes the first time look very suspicious. Why are only the first time 22 files missing? And no other time. But the place still flood out. So you couldn't blame the flood for the thing them are moved then. Somebody did move them the first time if that's the scenario. It never does, the file them never just get up and walk away in Jamaica. 22 files never. You know what they need to find out? If they can. I doubt they can because it's documentation, right? The names of the companies that were on those files are individuals that were beneficiaries of those contracts. This is why I believe somebody is hiding something. It could be that those 22 files, you know, are one company or one person named upon them as a beneficiary, you know. Or it could be 22 different individuals or companies. We don't know. Are you guys hearing me? No, man, something wrong over here, so, man. Something wrong over here, so. Anytime you see that happen, I know there's something wrong. Hold on in Jamaica. Are you guys hearing me? Are you guys hearing me? BOLO V&R 2.0. Are you guys hearing me? Somebody indicate if they can hear me. Audio is good? Okay, awesome. I saw the numbers drop a while ago significantly. Usually when that happens, the audio not working and nobody says anything to me. So I just wanted to know. Let's continue.
Nobody is held accountable.
Nobody.
And you don't need to be, listen, nobody needs to be a procurement specialist, an accounting professional to know that that is basic.
Hi, Diane.
I would like to report on that formally to be brought back to the committee because I can't accept it. I cannot accept that in this day and age, this is where we're at. Cannot accept that. And I don't have enough evidence to conclude that this is deliberate. And I cannot accept that. And I don't have enough evidence.
That lady looks very familiar. She looks so familiar. It's not her, you know. The person I'm thinking she is, that lady has to be her cousin or sister or something. Whoa. She feel very, man.
Evidence to conclude that this is deliberate.
Really,
and I won't say it. But it is hard not to come to that conclusion. That files. So you have the Auditor General do a report. You search hard, high and low, up and down, and it's only 50% of the file you can find?
Madness.
If you tell me, say them wet up and have dry, I thought we were now in the age where we were moving things from physical to electronic records. Yes. We scan things, so then they're on a server, etc., etc. I thought that's where we were. That we were not totally dependent on physical files that can get lost or fire or water. Have mercy.
Is that system now in place? Where
What?
it's now served is not.
Turn on your thing.
I just want to know, since you mentioned flooding, what kind of system do you have now? Is there a management system where this is stored electronically, or is it that we're still using, so still using a filing cabinet and not some sort of a data management system?
That is correct.
That is correct?
That is correct. It's
and
still a
this is
manual
2026,
system.
so this is still a manual kind of thing?
It's still a manual system.
You know, Chair, we talk about productivity and the lack of productivity. And this is exactly one of the reasons why we're not moving this country. Because the lack of will. And the fact that you...
Young arm, you hear that? When you not call for resignation, a Juliet Cuthbert. Juliet Cuthbert sound a lack will. Una run the country in the Jamaica Labour Party, you know. And under phone watch these things are happening with persons appointed by phone people. Christopher Tufton. By the way, why young arm never call for the resignation of Christopher Tufton? Let me go to one video. No. Let's go back to this video, ladies and gentlemen.
What if instead of designing
Let's go back to this video with Mr.
into our AI and it would create
Mr.
scroll-stopping thumbnails?
Because come like, I just see a UHWI thing, you know.
Life support. Applicants of the UHWI the infrastructure and supplies crisis, and the staffing concerns. Today, we connect these failures to the system that enables them.
Yes.
Procurement.
Yes.
This is about how public money disappears,
Good evening,
how
Blossom.
basic needs go unmet, while millions are spent elsewhere. Long before the Auditor General's report landed in Parliament, the staff at the UHWI were asking the same questions we are asking now. In one letter, consultants formally requested further information regarding what the procurement process entails. They wanted to know who are the persons responsible for generating the needs list that guide the procurement process. Do consultants and frontline staff have any say in what items are required and ordered? Are the procurement documents available as public records, past and present? These are not technical questions. These are governance issues. If the people treating patients don't know who decide what the hospital buys, how then can procurement reflect clinical priorities? The answer, as we know now, is that it simply doesn't. The consultants documented that despite the lack of basic equipment and supplies, there seems to be a strong motivation by the hospital management to procure items that have not been requested by senior medical staff. They wrote plainly, this raises questions regarding financial and accounting practices of the hospital. The Auditor General confirmed every single concern that the staff had raised. And even worse, the UHWI failed to provide procurement documentation for 51 contracts valued at $521 million. No requisitions, no tender documents, no bid submissions, no evaluation reports, nothing. The Auditor General stated that this served to corrupt the process engaged to procure goods, services, and works. But the problems went deeper. The UHWI routinely engaged in what the Auditor General called retrospective procurement, inviting suppliers to bid for goods and services after they had already been delivered and the works already completed.
Jamaica, want to hear that? So, procurement happening after goods delivered. This is the UHWI. 51 contracts, them couldn't find any documentation. Oh, by the way, then after the report, them provide some of them and 22 of them missing. And they did not tell the Auditor General. I want you guys to remember, you know, they did not tell the Auditor General that there was a flood. That never come up to the Auditor General. So I am saying, what I am seeing here, this is all make believe and make up. Those 22 contracts are damaging to somebody's reputation. Somebody that is up there, Jamaica. There's no other reason why these 22 documents just flooded out and they just flowed away with the water and disappeared. They never, you know, I never knew that water disintegrated files. Couldn't they follow the water somewhere and find out where exactly those files went? Where them to go down in the gutter and gone in the stream? Hey, let me tell you something, man. Them are certainly a madness. Total madness.
After they had already been delivered and the works already completed.
This is what we accept.
Invitations implied that a legitimate competitive process had taken place when in fact the outcome was already predetermined. If this sounds familiar, it is due to the fact that another Ministry of Health and Wellness scandal recently featured payment for services after the fact but were labeled as reimbursements. Examples of this included the purchase of 41 laptops and renovations to multiple facilities, the staff clinic, the occupational building, doctor's quarters, daycare nursery, Ward 17 to 20, and the Wi-Fi building, valued at a whopping $69.2 million, where the UHWI only began inviting bids after the goods were delivered and the works completed. The hospital also spent $186,600 on consultants, supposedly to develop strategic and operational reviews. Yet, when the auditors asked for the approved strategic plans done by those consultants, they could not be provided. Money paid out and nothing to show for it.
That is another thing. Oh, how is it the Jamaica young drunker? The young drunker arm of the Jamaica Labour Party, because at this point, you have some young drunker for true. Oh, you come and talk about una request. It is untenable. Isn't that untenable? Spending money for a review to fix structural problems within the organization and then not implement the structural problems in the organization? Sassy also listened to 2-3 program one time, you know. Sassy said Colin Bella wonder if the man run away instead of gone and vacation. You know, so it's a good argument that. It's a good question, come to think of it. I wonder if I run away, Mr. Fitzgerald Mitchell runway. I wonder if we're ever going to see Mr. Fitzgerald again, Jamaica. Mighty God. Let's go back to this because a young Jamaica, what they name young Junker Arm, they need to, yeah man, they need to take a listen to this.
When the auditors asked for the approved strategic plans done by those consultants, they could not be provided.
They couldn't provide the approved strategic plans by the internal auditors. Millions of dollars, 180 plus million, you know. Them pay for these two companies do this thing, you know, international auditors, you know. Wow. So who is to resign? Are Dennis Garden fought this too? Young Junker Arm of Jamaica. Are Dennis Garden fought this?
Money paid out and nothing to show for it. Absolutely nothing. The UHWI misused its status to import $76 million worth of goods for 4 private companies, costing taxpayers $23.1 million in lost revenue. In one case, the hospital imported cups and dishes for a private company, then purchased those same items back for $6.9 million.
No, that is a crime. Jamaica, which company exactly them purchase cups for? The tax exemption by Dennis Garden is a benefit to Jamaican citizens because of the discounted price, the service they would get at his facility, his company's facility, Jack then. But why did the company purchase plates and cups? Why did UHWI tax exempt for these items and then purchase it back from that said company? I know that is not Jack then. That's not Jack then. So why the young arm not asking for Fitzgerald Mitchell to resign? Because this is a criminal investigation at this point. Yeah man, this is a criminal investigation at this point. You purchase the cups for them and then buy it from them, cups, plates and whatever, and then buy back from them while them get a tax exemption from you. Why never buy a cup them myself? Or you need a special company to buy cups. What the hell can go so? Young Junker Arm of Jamaica, this is if you look on here and find out who need to request for their resign, because it's not Dennis Garden. And who have forced me to sound like me I defend Dennis Garden, but me I show you bigger crimes. Dennis Garden company crime was trusting Tutsis and being a part of anybody who connected to the Jamaica Labour Party in any deal whatsoever. And this is a lesson to all comrades in government. Uno stay away from the Jamaica Labour Party member them where business is concerned or anybody that is associated with them. Especially when it has to do with tax dollars. Stay away from them. They are poison Jamaica. You understand? Shun the very appearance of evil. Shun them. Don't shake their hand. Knock your elbow to elbow, foot to foot. Just like in a COVID. Call yourself monk. No hugging up, no none of that. Don't go to drinks with them, don't go to dinner with them. Shun the very appearance of evil. None of them cannot be trusted.
Another waste bins worth $6.6 million were imported and a private company then misuse its status to import $76 million worth of goods for 4 private companies, costing taxpayers $23.1 million in lost revenue. In one case, the hospital imported cups and dishes for a private company, then purchased those same items back for $6.9 million. In another, waste bins worth $6.6 million were imported for a private entity, saving them $3 million in duties. Then the UHWI turned around and bought the bins back for $11 million and covered the remaining import duties of nearly $1 million. Again, we have seen this pattern before. Remember that neurosurgical drill that was bought by the Southeast Regional Health Authority and brought in duty-free?
Meditech. This is what they call splintering. The last video that I posted with the Auditor General, to make sure so you go watch it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they call splintering. Listen.
And the company millions of dollars in taxes and later sold to the same Sarah for $31 million? Is there a common thread to all this? We must ask. Hey, wait.
I love what he did there. Put up the post with tough time picture.
The UHWI scandal is not isolated. It is a part of a systemic procurement crisis across the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Yes.
In October 2025, the Integrity Commission released a damning report on the ministry's misuse of direct contracting, a procurement method meant only for contracts under $500,000 or in genuine emergencies. The commission found that 15 contracts totaling $78.6 million were awarded using direct contracting in direct breach of the Ministry of Finance guidelines.
And who did that 78 million go to? Market me.
The report also found that the minister created a perceived conflict of interest and that he appeared to advance private interests.
He appeared to advance private interests. Private interest meaning say him and Market Me very, very close. The lady. Yes, whatever she want name, I don't business. She. You remember when Miss Lady they say? Market Me. No, not me. Not Market Me. What on Jamaica? Splintering. The drill. How comes them never asked Donovan Williams' resignation when Donovan Williams did not disclose who owned the company where buy the drill for the government? No, young arm of Jamaica, Uno is a disgrace. Uno a really young drunkard. Uno is a disgrace. Where were you when that came out about the company and Meditech? Where were you? I never heard any of you call for the resignation of Donovan Williams at that point in time. Remember what she said?
Barbados to Bajans in Barbados. I do not go on Trinidad and Tobago television and outline the vision for Barbados to Trinidadians living in Caroni and San Fernando and Laventille and Port of Spain. None of them can vote for him. So ask yourself why he would go up there first before even his election broadcast to you in this country. I feel that it has to do with campaign finance. But that is a story for another day. And last night I told Richard Seeley, cut it out when you're talking about us and the Jamaica Labour Party. We don't have any relationship at a out is a story for another day. And last night I told Richard Seeley, cut it out when you're talking about us and the Jamaica Labour Party. We don't have any relationship at a political level. I get on with Prime Minister Holness and his cabinet. But our sister party is the People's National Party.
Yes, so that Market Me something there. Market Me, not me. Not me. Lady, Mrs. Dana Scott Motley, Senator, not Dana Scott Motley, Senator Mia Motley, shun the very appearance of evil Jamaica. Shun the very appearance of evil.
While the commission stopped short of calling it criminal, it described the conduct as ethically problematic. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the same pattern was seen. An Auditor General report found that the Ministry of Health and Wellness made payments totaling $337 million to 7 hotels for quarantine facilities, but yet they only had formal contracts with only 1. The 6 providers without contracts received a total of $293 million.
Jamaica, when you hear that, that is the Ministry of Health that directly linked to Christopher Tufton, you know. So you see these practices where you see at the UHWI is the same game them play in Jamaica. Everything lead back to Christopher Tufton. Why and Andrew Honest, why and Fitzgerald Mitchell and Bruce, Carl Bruce, every one of them have questions to answer. So why is it that young arm of Jamaica on the hypocrites and the young drunkards? Why is it they're not calling for the resignation of Christopher Tufton, Fitzgerald Mitchell, Carl Bruce, Andrew Honest, Darrell Vaz? Who else? Who else need to resign from the Jamaica Labour Party with immediate effect? Who else? What about them? George Wright. I mean, when my man in the Ministry of Agriculture with the fertilizer, them he need to resign. Kamina Johnson Smith need to resign because she clueless. Oh gosh, the Minister of Finance need to resign because she clueless. When it comes to finance, who else need to resign? There's a long list of people. Marlon Morgan, everybody were connected to NNN, and is a part of the Jamaica Labour Party need to resign. Every one of them. Period. So the waiting list, anybody for resign up on the JLP side before anybody in the PMP for resign. Yeah? Yeah, man. So make sure someone put them in line.
The ministry also paid $124 million to 8 suppliers for infrastructural works without any contracts in place and did not report this to the National Contracts Commission in the justification for using direct contracts.
So direct contract again.
There were also regulators commission in the justification for
direct contract again to 8 suppliers for infrastructural work between January 2020 and June 2020. Wasn't that around the time when Andrew Honest and Christopher Tufton wealth increased dramatically? In the pandemic, yes? Okay. Christopher Tufton was writing a book.
Or using direct contracting. There were also regulatory breaches in the preparation of payment vouchers, with the Auditor General noting weaknesses in controls over the COVID-19 fixed asset acquisitions and an inability to confirm how $174 million transferred to other agencies was used. The absence of procurement documents to justify the $561 million spent at UHWI is a cause for concern, especially in light of overpricing and manipulation of the bidding process seen in the Ministry of Health. There was a $31 million neurosurgical drill purchased for the Bustamante Hospital for Children in 2025 that highlighted this practice. I then raised serious questions about the procurement process, alleging that the drill was overpriced and that bid manipulation had occurred. I also pointed out that comparable neurosurgical drills are available internationally for a fraction of the cost, between $3 million and $5 million. Yet SARA, the Southeast Regional Health Authority, approved a $31 million purchase as a result of the vendors breaking up the drill set and pricing each component, even the power cord, separately. Court doc.
That is what do you call it? Splintering. Splintering that. If I'm not mistaken, that is what they call splintering. Direct contracts, them split up the drill and price every single part of it. Crazy.
Neurosurgical drills are available internationally for a fraction of the cost, between $3 million and $5 million, are of concern, especially in light of overpricing and manipulation of the bidding process seen in the Ministry of Health. There was a $31 million neurosurgical drill purchased for the Bustamante Hospital for Children in 2025 that highlighted this practice. I then raised serious questions about the procurement process, alleging that the drill was overpriced and that bid manipulation had occurred. I also pointed out that comparable neurosurgical drills are available internationally for a fraction of the cost, between $3 million and $5 million. Yet SARA, the Southeast Regional Health Authority, approved a $31 million purchase as a result of the vendors breaking up the drill set and pricing each component, even the power cord, separately. Court documents filed by the supplier revealed that the Ministry of Health itself was the importer of the drill and that the procurement was facilitated through standard operating procedures. Yet Sarah, in its public statements, never disclosed the ministry's role in facilitating the imports. Despite the threats of lawsuits that I received, that my allegations were false and defamatory.
I am the Bible, but most Christians read me wrong. They skim a verse and move on with their day. There's an app that teaches you how to.
This procurement of the neurosurgical drill is currently being investigated by the Integrity Commission. This is a
Jamaica. That's our next banger and we are looming. How much more we need to have Christopher Tufton resign? Or even for them, even for the young arm to say, Christopher, how much more we need? Let's get to the Manchester boys.
Been highlighted by the recently concluded with procurement irregularities that have resulted in the loss of tax revenue as well as $500 million unaccounted for by paperwork associated with the procurement process. To understand how we got here, we have to take a step back to 2 years ago to look what happened to culminate in this current management system that is overseen by a CEO that was not considered initially by the board that was fired by the Minister of Health. On December 7, 2023, after meeting with the board, the health minister announced that he was dissolving the UHWI board, citing a clash of personalities and levels of dysfunctionality. The move followed the resignation of the board chairman, Wayne Chai Chong, effective December 4, 2023. But that is only the ministry's version of events.
Yes.
The former chairman publicly rejected the claim that the board was dysfunctional and instead accused the minister of ministerial interference and overreach in the work of the hospital board.
Yes.
Particularly around the recruitment of a new CEO. According to Chai Chong's account, the board had embarked on a global search for a modern professional CEO for the UHWI. Over 30 qualified individuals were shortlisted, interviewed, and rigorously assessed. From that pool, the board selected a highly experienced candidate from the United Kingdom, a world-class CEO who specialized in turning around complex hospital systems.
Jamaica on the year, this me I talk about. On the year where Chai Chong said, the former CEO of the UHWI, him accused Christopher Tufton of ministerial interference. Let's continue.
The now CEO, although he was not qualified nor shortlisted,
Fitzgerald Mitchell was not qualified or listed. He never was a part of the 30 that was recommended to take over. Listen, Jamaica. This is why we're calling for the resignation of Christopher Tufton. Listen.
Was given the courtesy of an interview, one he unfortunately failed. The selected
so him get an interview and him fail. Let's continue.
Candidate flew to Jamaica on a familiarization visit. When she requested a meeting with a senior member of staff at the University Hospital, she was snubbed. Staff recount that a senior director refused to meet her at the initial set of meetings arranged, sending a clear signal that she was not welcome. The minister, by some accounts, met with her, but that meeting was not friendly. The result of those meetings was that
by some accounts, Christopher Tufton meet with this lady that was supposed to take over. And it was not friendly by some accounts. Hey! So the lady get pushed out in Jamaica. According to the accounts, you know. Yeah, man. They make sure so she knows, listen, we don't want to hear her. And the lady is qualified. She's the most qualified to have fixed the problem. So this right here, so, is the beginning of the evidence of Christopher Tufton failure. And this was from when? 2023. Tufton dissolves the UHWI board over levels of dysfunctionality. That are the article. And then Mr. Chai Chong come and say, rubbish. There was no dysfunctionality.
Was that the potential candidate turned down the offer as it was clear to her that neither of these key officials were welcoming her for her professional management skills at the University Hospital of the West Indies. The board's effort to bring in an independent CEO with no political baggage was effectively sabotaged from within. Chai Chong has said that the board was pressing ahead with many key reforms, implementing a hospital management information system, tightening oversight of purchasing, and insisting on a transparent and merit-based process to select a...
So Jamaica, there was a system in place to fix the problems in terms of the loophole in thieving money through procurement. And that was blocked. The lady was coming to tighten that system up more. And she was pushed away. Right? And who get the work?
CEO who reported to the board, not to the minister. The ministry, meanwhile, rolled out its own language about a governance reset and a new look for the board that should supposedly realign the UHWI. But as the months unfolded, it became clear that the minister's objective was less about strengthening independent governance and more about consolidating control. They had believed that they were selected on the board to solve long-standing governance problems at the UHWI, including the issues that existed in the procurement department.
Yes.
Instead, they found themselves pushed aside whenever reform threatened entrenched interests. They resigned on principle rather than preside over what they saw as political interference masquerading as reform.
Want to hear that? So people with integrity left the UHWI because of the ministerial interference from the Jamaica Labour Party government under Christopher Tufton. That is what the people are saying, you know, from their own experience. You know. Let's continue. And who will resign again? Hey!
Within days, the minister dissolved the entire board and a promise to install a new one, eventually chaired by a retired banker, along with a new CEO, saying this would realign the...
Gerald Mitchell appointed CEO. Go back.
Within days, the minister dissolved the entire board and a promise to install a new one, eventually chaired by a retired banker, along with a new CEO, saying this would realign the institution and improve governance. The acting CEO at the time, even though he was not qualified to be shortlisted for interviews, he was selected to be confirmed as the CEO to run the hospital.
Gerald Mitchell was not qualified. The man never qualified Jamaica. Was not qualified.
Presided over the period in question that the Auditor General reviewed and found serious procurement breaches and that the staff complained of management issues that affected not just their own morale, but their ability to deliver holistic patient care.
So you see, this is beyond the Auditor General report, you know. This is a systematic problem within the UHWI. There was even cases, there was even accusations of bullyism and threats and physical, mental abuse. Hey, let me tell you something. Verbal abuse to the nurse them. You don't need to go listen back the entire series from 1 to what? 1 to what? 1 to 6 or 7 of Dr. Alfred Dawes. These statements that he was putting out there came from the people who work at UHWI, written affidavits, signed affidavits of what is going down. This is a managerial issue. And the manager, the CEO, unqualified, couldn't pass an interview, was given the job by Christopher Tufton and the Ministry of Health. So all the problems that has been risen up, and now they're talking about they're going to have an oversight committee to see what is wrong, and then they will fix things. Lie them a tell, Jamaica. Lie them a tell. Them get caught with them pants down because God is the greatest. You feel me I deal with? I gotta expose them, you know. Gotta expose them.
Staff Health Dr. Christopher Tufton has survived many scandals. From as far back as 2008-2009, there was a fertilizer import scandal where low-cost fertilizer imports raised questions about quality and safety. Dr. Tufton, then the Minister of Agriculture, defended them as tested and safe despite public concerns. Between 2009 and 2011, the sugar industry divestments. The divestment process drew backlash over whether the estates were undervalued and how workers were treated. Issues were raised about transparency and long-term planning. In 2016, toxic fumes forced the closure of key areas of the Cornwall Regional Hospital. 9 years later, rehabilitation works remain incomplete with ballooning costs and repeated missed deadlines. This is a symbol of chronic mismanagement and a failure to deliver.
Yep.
$24 billion later, after an initial estimate of $2 billion, we are still without a functioning Cornwall Regional Hospital. A hospital where up to recently, doctors and nurses have staged protests about their working conditions.
Wow.
Between 2017 and 2021, the Jamaica Moves campaign came under scrutiny by the Integrity Commission. The IC found procurement breaches in 15 contracts worth $78.6 million, all awarded using direct contracting. And they concluded,
you know, some nasty the chat, and I just realize the chat start move from my phone, you know. Hold on to Jamaica. This is crazy. The chat start move from my phone. It stop move completely. And I'm seeing messages here. Let me see. Myanmar food government, 1,000 years each in prison. Winifred no easy, you know. Egla, how you doing? Miss Fletcher, how you doing? Big up yourself. Kerry said the entire cabinet. Nia Matley don't take talk from Market Me. Lorna say, with the help of Rattigan, America soon reach. Mighty God. I'm just seeing these messages. It stopped run upon this. Let me refresh it and come back, Jamaica. Hold on. Something is wrong. Something just ain't right. See, message them there now. This government is not too much scandal. Diane said that. Not true. Where is the pin comment? Oh, it's there. Okay. Guys, remember the live goal. Why somebody? Oh, so somebody came on here called Dr. D-Man and told me to get alive. The fact that you actually are here. Wonder if that is Christopher Tufton as Dr. D-Man. Wonder if it's Christopher Tufton come on the page as Dr. D-Man. Because you know, some of these politicians be watching us, you know. And the truth burned them so much that they will come on the platform, you know, and drop message on these ghost accounts. I wonder if a Christopher Tufton named Dr. D-Man. Wanna see comment a while ago, BOLO V&R 2.0? Some if you get a life. If getting a life means giving my girlfriend or my friend or my close friend or my associate $85 or $80 million that they don't deserve, when there was other companies and there was not proper procurement and there was a direct procurement and all of it. If that means the life where I am perceived as a criminal by well-thinking Jamaicans, then I guess I won't be having a life. I will keep my integrity intact. Dr. D-Man, maybe that was Christopher Tufton in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. It came to me and I said it. Doctor, it's a fitting name, wouldn't it be? Dr. D-Man, with all the atrocities he has committed against Jamaican people. Dr. D-Man would be a fitting name. Maybe him in the comment section, you know, man. Get a life. Sound like something one wealthy person would have said. We just do them do anything they want to do, and there's no checks and balances. It really sounds like something that a Christopher Tufton would say. Get a life. Interesting. Let's continue. See, I have the chat. The chat is back. I can see the chat. Let's continue. There may not too much scandal for true, man. Nasty government people. I'm dropping some emojis in the chat. I want to encourage you guys to become members of the platform on BOLO V&R 2.0. Right there you can see some emojis there. Yeah, man. Where you would have access to. I'm gonna make some more. The more people join, the more I get to make. All right. Yes. Let's start. Me, I wonder if Christopher Tufton for true. Now, you think I joke me make? I am truly wondering if it's him, Jamaica. Truly wondering if it's him. No joke about it.
That the minister's role created a perceived advancement of private interest for Market Me Consulting.
Aye.
Funeral home operators expressed concern that contracts were being taken away from existing providers and given to Archer's Funeral Home for the storage of bodies outside of the Kingston and St. Andrew region. Taking bodies from KPH and storing them in Spanish Town at the funeral home owned by a JLP councillor in the Minister of Health constituency did.
Jamaica, I don't know, I don't care what nobody wants to say. How is it that the Jamaica Junker arm of the Jamaica Labour Party, how is it you no call for Christopher Tufton resignation when this happened? Right? Tufton urges upset labour rights to rally behind Archer. This man is a councillor in a Christopher Tufton's constituency, and him a get contract when him a carry the dead from all the way a Coro if you come to Spanish Town, when you have other places where the dead can go. Government contract. Wow. If that is not a conflict of interest on a nasty, that's a conflict of interest in one of the nastiest, most demonic way you can think of. Where you profit of getting contracts from the government to carry bodies from the hospital them, and you are aligned with the government. No, Jamaica, that is some sick. No, that's sick. That is sick. That is beyond, we would have called a conflict of interest. That is downright evil. That is evil. No, him really named Dr. D-Man for true. I wonder if I really him coming in my comment section a while ago. Mighty God. You know, this story, I haven't ventilated this story, but it keeps coming back up about this councillor and this dead house. Wow.
Did not sit well with the Jamaican public. This prompted allegations of political favoritism that the minister has repeatedly denied.
Yeah,
in 2022,
he can deny it all he wants. Anybody will look upon that supposed to come to the conclusion and say that is political favoritism. That is wrong. That's evil.
Political favoritism that the minister has repeatedly denied. In 2022, Blue Zone, a company that is owned by the Minister of Health, imported rice that was found to be below the standard grading of the Bureau of Standards. Yet, the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority cleared it the same day. The brief that we have looked at notes a serious conflict of interest and regulatory leniency. No one can explain to this day why a rice would be exempted from the usual scrutiny that other importers face.
So, because a Tufton company, the rice them get cleared the same day and there was a red flag on the rice. What the box? No, so now that affect people health no. That gone beyond politics no. That is another evil. This man is Dr. D-Man for true. A Dr. D-Man this. Are the Bill Gates of Jamaica? How much baby are dead in a hospital under in watch? And him a blame the mother them. And not the systematic problems. Can't reason a hospital that take forever. And the young drunker arm of Jamaica now call for resignation and Christopher Tufton, but you don't have time for Dennis Garden. Me say if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. All the things that is being mentioned here, some of them allegations, right? Not unfounded allegations. Some of them are assertions based off facts. Some of them are conclusion based off facts. You know the plastic rice the man just talked about a while ago, Jeshan. I never know about the plastic rice. Regulators pressed on whether special favors granted Tough Tanks Company. Rice mix-up. Importer regulator body entangled over importation standards for product. What a nastiness.
Imported rice that was found to be below the standard grading of the Bureau of Standards. Yet, the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority cleared it the same day.
Same day.
The brief that we have looked at notes a serious conflict of interest and regulatory leniency. No one can explain to this day why a rice would be exempted from the usual scrutiny that other importers face. To this day, nobody has given a satisfactory explanation as to rice labeled by the Bureau of Standards Jamaica as not meeting the classification and the standards it set out.
All right, for the people that are here right now, I'm glad Sassy reminded me of this, right? So I guess I'll have to organize it because it's my idea. I don't believe I have a platform large enough to do this the way how it needs to be done. But I put it out there in the atmosphere, and I am going to put it out there again. Listen to me carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Recently, Marvin Edgar was supposed to do a protest. He held back on the protest. I don't know if he's still organizing something, but I was saying, why don't we do an online protest? Everybody can write down legit things that they want to do or they want us to advocate for on these online protests. I think everybody can agree that we want to see the resignation of several heads of the Jamaica Labour Party, including Andrew Jones, and we all have reasons why. I am thinking if we all go live, it's not even have to be long. We can go live for 2 hours on a specific day at the same time on different platforms with the same hashtag and title in protest against the Jamaican government. We want to raise our voice in concerts online at the same time with the same hashtag. No matter where you are in the world, you can participate in these protests. And I'm saying you will be safe because you will be in the comforts of your home. Right? And it's up to you, the message you disseminate on there. But it's the message will be in the title and the hashtag. Right? And you can say, listen, this is why we need these people to resign. Bring your facts. Bring your evidence on your particular live stream. It doesn't matter if you have one viewer. You hear me say? It doesn't matter. Collectively, with all of us going live at the same time, the more of us go live at the same time with the same title and the same hashtag in the title, you know what that's going to do? Anytime you search for that hashtag, you're in the algorithm. The video is going to pop up. The search engine on Google, once you put in that hashtag, every single video source is going to come up. I wouldn't mind 25,000 people go live at the same time. You don't need to be big. This is a unprecedented form of protest. I don't think I've ever seen it before, where we all agree on a time to go live and protest against a government online. I don't think we've ever seen that. And 25,000 is modest because in truth and in fact, it should be 250,000. There's 400,000 persons that voted for the People's National Party. And there's thousands, hundreds and thousands more that actually live overseas. And I believe if most of us come together on this online protest, right, it can be a massive, massive protest that can reach the entire world, that the world can understand. Listen, we understand there's a war going on in Iran, but there is a crisis here in Jamaica where governance is concerned, and these people need to go, and here is why. They have committed treason against the people of Jamaica through inaction and action and inaction. They have robbed the scoffers of our tax dollars. They have fed their pockets. They have fed their friends' pocket, their girlfriend pocket, their family pocket. They have abused knowledge of contracts, knowledge of projects to come, and have been filling their own coffers through ill practices and corruption, nepotism, cronyism. And this administration has to go. All of them, we don't trust them anymore. Nobody, no police can come to you when you're in your house and say, you must stop protests. And if you don't want to do it for 6 hours, Jamaica, we can do it for 6 hours. Around the world. But nobody don't have so much time. So 2 hours is good. But the point is, we would all be live at the same time and creating our own algorithm. You can do it on TikTok. If you use TikTok, you can do it on YouTube if you use YouTube. You can do it on Facebook if you use Facebook. Whatever medium. All you have to do, we're going to agree on one hashtag and one title of the video. Yes? And then we just launch it out. Because this is ridiculous. There's just too much things to count that this government is guilty of. That is being brushed under the rug. How 22 documents at the UHWI disappear. And nobody had no role, like what Annie Isabel said when I listened to her earlier. Annie Isabel big up herself. She was making some solid points as usual. I don't know, Annie Isabel come down with the analysis. Zine, she was making some solid points, Jamaica, in regards to this situation. And there's a point in there when we need to go to. I'm glad me remember. I have to apologize to Mama P again because I had misheard. When them said 18 years, I had misheard. Zine, hold on there. I think Anissa gone from the road and pick up her daughter. Yes, hold on there, right there, son.
Has in place to the university hospital. Given the amount, and I don't remember, somebody that will look at the big yellow book to look at the allocation that is coming from the chairman, because it is good and well that now that it's remit so that they're supposed to conduct audits to look at the allocation that is made to the university.
But then the hospital does not report to them, or the board does not report to them. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense to any of you on the live currently? I just finished put all of the something in my ear. So may I make it go and dry. Let me see me. Okay. Does that make any sense? Can't make this up. Unless you say a patty shop them a run.
Worse than patty shop.
Patty shop.
Worse than
why
patty
do
shop.
they still have that board? Then they dissolve other boards for less than that.
Good.
So why do they still have this board currently operational still?
That is a good question. Lorna, what's up? That's a good question. They have dissolved the boards for less than what this board has been doing. Why are they doing a review? Sefu, big up. Why are they doing a review again? Why them just don't dissolve the UHWI board and the CEO? In gone on vacation, when the whole thing in a crisis, in gone on vacation, did he actually run away? Like seriously, did he actually run away?
And that me want to know. We cannot make this up. We cannot make this up any at all. Can't make this up. Unless you say a patty shop them a run. No, nothing about it. It cannot continue like this. When the breaches are found.
Yes.
And the people them for come chat to in our parliament. Them for chat to we because them owe that to us.
Yes.
For make we know our money and spend if we are get value for money. Because we see the Auditor General Department playing their part.
Yes.
They might do them audits, them might do them special audits to ensure say We are get value for money, but the people them in the department, then we are spend more money, I spend it carelessly, carefree. That's why Andrew surround himself with be a yes man and yes woman. You're right. Because none of the technocrats them now get fired. Benson. None of the technocrats them now get fired. Fully and him now left here.
So one of the things them that was said in the meeting by I believe the internal auditor, I think he said it was a systematic problem and that's been going on for 8 years. And I thought I heard 18 years. So I was saying if it is that it's 18 years, you know, 14 of those years the Jamaica Labour Party was in power. And then 4 was Mama P. So if Mama P is guilty of tardiness in that era at that time, hey, we now back up that. You feel what I deal with? Are we calling for his resignation loud? Of course. Christopher Tufton been for resign. I'm so disappointed in the people of Jamaica. No, what I'm saying, my argument, you know, is this, you know. My argument is this: the young arm of the young drunker arm of the Jamaica Labour Party came out calling for the resignation of Dennis Gordon. Dennis Gordon is not a part of the UHWI. And Dennis Gordon's company is willing to pay the taxes, the exemption that they got. They paid for the equipment. So anything that they were supposed to pay for, because of the tax exemption, they are willing to pay for it. But what do you do with the company that took the exemption and then sold back the items to the UHWI? The UHWI management is in big breach, where the CEO is in big breach. What you call it? The board is in big breach. The board needs them if you run on the board. Yeah, I know that, man. I know that, Lorna. I know that. But that's another conversation right now.
You mentioned persons not being held accountable. If it is that we don't get to a place in Jamaica where we can hire and fire people because of non-accountability, these things will continue where taxpayers' dollars, it's not meant anything. It don't mean nothing. It's taxpayer dollar, so we can just do as we wish. And what I'm hearing today is astounding. I am just in total shock for all the things that I'm listening to, and there's actually more here.
Yeah.
We haven't started.
We're only halfway through. But Madam Auditor General, when would you be in a position for the 28 that have been provided for you to do your diligence and then provide a report to us?
Mr. Chairman, that will have to be added to the list. I cannot promise that I'll be able to actually do that review for the next 6 months because we're really inundated at this point.
Okay.
You hear that?
So let me ask you, Acting Chief.
Auditor General team, them hands full, them work hard 24/7. They don't have time for themselves. Because of this government and this organization, a beer banger and corruption and thieving.
To help me here. I genuinely thought that even where there were physical documents, there was a process to, you know, scan, upload, digitize them. Is this the key? Yes, Mr. Hossein.
Yes, Chair. As I've stated, we made it mandatory.
When you take a break, yes, so hold on.
For a specific.
In terms of your, and this is for the AG and her team, based on your years of
because the emerging parliament, and there was a discussion here about splintering and some public viewing it
is a red flag, and particularly
in the services.
Okay.
The second one, William Pragmatic, they're out of Canada.
It's in documents
that procedures are not.
I'm a part of the board, and I can assure you that in February 2026.
And return 2026. So within that 1 year gap, 1 year period,
and outlandish
Two questions. I wanted to go back to the beginning.
So the University Hospital, University of the West Indies, the welfare generally, or in the welfare and after?
Many of these.
Based on the disclaimer provided by the ministry.
But in terms of a full audit work, I don't believe they have done anything fully, and also the Auditor General, I don't know. She has said that she has not done a full audit of it, so she's unable to.
These 22 contracts that you provided the disclaimer for, saying that we have not conducted audit to determine the authenticity of submitted documents. No, for the 28th, or rather 29. Did you ask your internal audit department to
Sefu easy, you know, Sefu say big up Nightbot. Yo, Sefu I best. Yo, for real, big up Nightbot. Nightbot always a work. Big up Nightbot. I want to get the start of this man a question in right as a car. I'm going to tell you it's serious. Yeah man, right as a.
No circumstances, sir, should that happen.
All right. Member Cousins.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. So let's focus on the 51 contracts valuing $521 million, for which, based on the disclaimer provided by the ministry, that they have not conducted an audit to determine the authenticity. That is very interesting. Of the documents that for the 22 contracts that were submitted. Chairman, earlier, the CEO said that 28 contract documents were submitted. No, were submitted, and 29 found 28 submitted. But there's one saying that is incomplete, or you submitted all 29 to the Auditor General?
No, we presented 28 for them to review. And as they said, they have not really done a full thing to give a report, but there was one that was found subsequent to them coming and reviewing those. And that is the one. So it's not an incomplete, it is that the file was found after they had finished looking at the 28 when they came.
Oh, so you're saying that in looking at the response here, saying incomplete documentation submitted, you're not saying that the documentation for the 20, that is the additional one that was found after, was incomplete. You're saying that you did not complete the submission?
It did not submit. We have an audit department to just review it, to see, what is there. But in terms of a full audit work, I don't believe they have done anything fully. And also the Auditor General, I don't know. She has said that she has not done a full audit of it, so she's unable to.
Negate the need for an audit by the Auditor General of those contracts.
Original. They are authentic in relation to those documents, Chair.
Hold on.
Well, a reasonable procedure.
He did, with respect to those 28.
Yeah, we'd love to hear.
Yes, sir. Mr. Internal Auditor.
Yes, Mr. Internal Auditor. Him are the man, Him are the man.
Thank you, Chair. We did look at the 28 documents that were presented to us, Chair, and we can say with certainty they are authentic in relation to those documents, Chair.
Authentic, and just so we are clear about what authentic means that
they are original documents.
They're original documents.
Yes, Chair.
Okay. It still doesn't negate the need for an audit by the Auditor General of those contracts.
Chairman, I would even go there, because if the internal auditor is saying one thing here, and we have a document with a response from the ministry saying something else, then I don't know why would we even.
Hold on, I think the Auditor General wants to provide some clarity here.
To clarify, you're reading from the prompt.
Yes.
Yes, and that prompt, that's a comment made by the Auditor General to say that the documents have been submitted, but we've not had an opportunity to do a review to determine the authenticity of the documents.
Thank you, Madam AG. Because when I'm looking at it, it's very...
No, this is the AG's problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, am I to understand that unless the Director of Procurement returned in early 2026, we would not have found these additional 28 documents?
I cannot answer that, member. What he did was when...
Hey, me say the man they knock him on with some question at PSC meeting. I want dangerous bad game and go on a UHWI, a level of corruption and normal.
He was returned. It was at that point, which is March 1, February 2nd, As I said, I came in February. We looked at it and I said, look here, where is it? Where are the files? Go and find them. So as to whether they would have found them with or without him, I cannot say, but they were found.
Okay.
And this procedure that was highlighted of filing cabinets being too full, so you have to move them to shelves in a room. That is totally unacceptable. That's what was reported here earlier. That the filing cabinets, you have the procedure is when the filing cabinets are too full. Yep. You find a room with a shelf and put them some files on them.
It's not a find a room, member. It is a procedure that they have where it is in the filing cabinet. When the filing cabinet is full, they are placed in shelves in a room, a storeroom. And just to let you know that the problem with the flooding...
Hold on, Jamaica, when you hear that a while ago, him said them place in shelves in a room. But now them say them get shelves. So, there wasn't a problem before then. All the something else, all them flood out and last and then they put a shelf in our next room. All they just last. Somebody going to go take them out, brother.
We have fixed the roof and we have done some work with
and if somebody going to go take them out, don't they have camera in these places to see who enter into the building them and see when the documents were there last, between the time when it was there and when it last? Like them investigation and if it happen, bro, them thing this is madness.
Water that was coming to the building, we have mitigated that, so we don't expect to have those.
Since you have been CEO, that has been done? Or before you came to the office of CEO?
It was since.
It was done prior to the CEO.
So if rain was...
Therefore, should not, because we have done...
Forces, send them to me.
Yes. Arrangement, right? Oh, all right.
Because we did not purchase the item in
names of private company, what I know. So I'm asking the university hospital.
The requirements, the mandatory upload of all procurement came in 2023. So in 20...
The portal. And you say you were...
All, not some, all.
That we wake up from this...
% of his money?
Yes.
For the... Spending billions of dollars.
Taking necessary action. So we are aware.
They are watching the PAC and sometimes they need to follow closely.
That were approved and we had it.
Chairman to speak to the minister appoints the chairman for the chairman to speak to the minister. If there is a matter that is egregious or needs the minister's attention.
Oh, thank you, Chairman. And so PS, so all roads lead back to the minister then?
I would not say that because the minister cannot micromanage. The minister appoints a board. Ought to.
Yeah.
Well.
So where the minutes go to the
guidelines that we follow? We should follow.
So when does it go to the board? Because I remember earlier mentioned at...
One?
Yes,
if I might, just to further that question,
the limit that is set is set by the head of entity. The practice is for that limit to be, is that they review anything above.
Might say we can go, we live within the $60 million, and so
that were approved, and we had issues. We have highlighted issues in which we saw contracts that were completed, but we did not see them as ratified in the minutes. And it's in the audit findings, in the audit reports, and it is there, and nothing was done about it.
Jamaica,
it was all our audit report, nothing that were approved, and
in that instance.
I asked this I final thing on me about.
Without documented evidence of evaluation university.
Tell young the young arm of Jamaica, young drunker arm of Jamaica, whatever they want him. Tell himself to come to the front of class. At this me I leave them with.
Thanks, Chair. Based on what I'm hearing, I find that there are a number of irregularities and anomalies within the governance structure of the university. But one that stands out for me is the audit finding speaking to contracts that were approved by the CEO without documented evidence of evaluation or procurement committee review. And I wanted to find out whether the internal auditor ever highlighted any such irregularity and whom did he report that to?
Yes.
You heard the question, sir? All right, just repeat your question, Member Hamilton.
There is an audit finding that states that contracts were approved by the CEO without documented evidence of evaluation or procurement committee review. And I wanted to find out if your department ever highlighted such an irregularity, and to whom did you make that report in that instance?
All right, thank you, member. Not the same instance, but in similar instances, because normally when we're doing those reviews, we would have looked in the minutes to see those contracts that were approved, and we had issues. We have highlighted issues in which we saw contracts that were completed, but we did not see them as ratified in the minutes. And it's in the audit findings, in the audit reports, and it is there, and nothing was done about it.
Submitted to who?
All our audit reports are sent to the audit committee and the CEO. We have a dual reporting relationship where we report administratively to the CEO and functionally to the audit committee. So every quarter, Chair, the audit committee would get a report of all the audit activities for each quarter, and these will also be sent to the CEO for action. Thank you, member.
So you're saying that in that particular instance where the CEO, there's an issue with contract approval by the CEO, that such a report was also sent to the CEO for action?
Not specifically speaking to that particular issues. I'm saying, member, that were similar issues.
But that is what you're saying would happen when you have a report about an irregularity. It goes to the CEO and the chairman of the audit committee of the board.
Yes, member.
For action to be taken.
Yes, member.
Member Morrison.
Thank you, Chair. Sometimes the public, you know, they are watching the people.
Sure. People, may I left it there, so. After really looking back into these evidences surrounding Christopher Tufton, the UHWI, the drill, in Rice, the Rice situation, and we just learned about all the things them surrounding Christopher Tufton, all the scandal them, the connection with Carl Bruce, Fitzgerald Mitchell apartment. I don't think the young arm or the young drunker arm of the JLP has any credibility calling for the resignation of Dennis Gordon. With all those things, when did they ever call for the resignation of Christopher Tufton? When have they called for the resignation of Carl Bruce? When have they called for the resignation of Fitzgerald Mitchell? Did they call for the resignation of Andrew Onis, Darrell Vaz, the guy that seems to be associated with Andrew Onis? Did they call for Andrew Onis to denounce him publicly? Did they call for Andrew Onis to make a public statement about same in regards to the nurse that a foot was put in her head and a gun held to her head? We don't forget about these things, don't it? Did they ask for that? Did they ask for the resignation of Christopher Tufton when all the babies died? Didn't the JLP ask for the resignation of the PMP, Mr. Ferguson, when he was health minister, when those things was happening with the babies? There was where's the public in asking for the resignation? The civil society, where are you guys in asking for the resignation of Fitzgerald Mitchell? All the persons that use the UHWI for their services, why aren't you guys asking for the resignation of these people? The board members of the UHWI, why aren't they asking for their resignation? The damningness of the situations that have popped up, ladies and gentlemen. Files missing, potentially could be evidence of implicating entities and persons for crimes. And these things just disappear. But you guys want to call for the resignation of Dennis Gordon. You guys should be ashamed, but it's clear you have no shame. But we're going to take the opportunity to highlight and bring up back the skeletons that you think are buried and people have forgotten about the Jamaica Labour Party and its ministers. Alright? That's what we're going to do. Because this don't make no sense. Young Armour Jamaica cannot call for nobody resignation. Alright? That's my time. Thank you guys. I dropped 2 videos today. Right? I didn't do much work today. So I'm asking you guys to go ahead and check those out. Especially the short one. The short one with the Auditor General about splintering. Y'all need to check that out. Y'all need to share that out. Alright? Peace and blessings, my people. See you guys later. Oh, I'm definitely coming on live later. Oh yeah, for sure. You already know what time it is. So see you guys later, alright? Peace and blessings.